Sam, before we get into the podcast, we have an event on the 4th of June in Ramadan. I'm happy I can finally announce it. On the 4th of June, this Ramadan, we have an event hosted by me. We've got Muslim Bilal doing poetry. We've got a Q&A panel about like a health and fitness-based Q&A panel with Ajmal, Lats, and Takbir Training. We've got a business and lifestyle Q&A with yourself and my big brother Omar. It's so exciting. It's for everyone, guys, girls, families, and you're gonna, it's go there, get inspiration, ask questions that you wanted to ask people of expertise. Maybe you have questions about health and nutrition. You don't know who to ask. These guys are experts in their field. Maybe you have a question like, for example, I don't know, you want to start up a new business. You don't know how to get funding in a halal way. There's gonna be Muslim business people there. So all of these things you can ask there. The event is 100% non-profit, and it's to raise money for Gambia to get electricity in a mosque, school, and orphanage in Gambia. We're gonna explain it all in the podcast itself. But yeah, tickets are on sale. If they're not on sale right now as you're listening to it, they'll be on sale within the next day or two, inshallah. So keep checking our social media for the poster and for all the information. And let's get into the episode. Hey Sam, I love me some fresh coffee and some fresh juices and some fresh snacks. Especially when I'm in Hertfordshire. And you know where I'll go and get my fresh juice, fresh coffee and fresh snacks fix? I only got it yesterday actually. I went to 59 Coffee and Juice Bar. Coffee, juice and snacks. It's called 59, Stanhope Road, St Albans. Go check it out.
Postcode?
AL1. 5.
J.
And last month, if you went to 59 and you caught it freshly grounded, you would have got an extra scoop of ice cream in your affogato. However, that's now run out, and the new deal is
white chocolate mocha.
Really?
Yes.
That sounds lovely.
I know.
What did you get?
You will get, for a normal price of a coffee, a white chocolate mocha.
So how much is white chocolate mocha normally?
Technically, it's not even on the menu yet.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I didn't see it yesterday.
You wouldn't have seen it on the menu yesterday. So what it is, it's actually, after you've boiled and steamed the milk, and you've got the milk all creamy, you then add a reasonable sized scoop of ice cream and let that get frothy, and then you add that to the coffee, and what you've got is a white chocolate mocha.
Sounds amazing.
Basically, you sweeten your coffee with ice cream, and it is beautiful. Just basically a lot more creamy, a lot more.
How much do you get that for if you cook freshly grounded?
The same price as a normal coffee, so £3.
I'm in.
Tonight, yeah.
I am in. I'm gonna go.
White chocolate mocha.
That sounds amazing.
Just quite freshly grounded. They'll do the rest. Rami's tell them they'll do the rest.
I'm getting some really sharp pains in my chest. I'm not even joking. Guys, please don't do it for me.
I'll make dua for red as well.
We also, yeah, please, guys. We're also brought to you by Izaha, izaha.com. Quote freshly grounded in checkout, and you get 15% off anything and everything. Arabic style hats, Arabic style tops, jumpers, t-shirts, you name it. And not necessarily you name it and it's there, but you name it and if it's there, it's there. Also brought to you lastly, but not leastly, by Flavor, Flavr. On Instagram is by Flavor. That's the Instagram handle, BYFLAVR. And Flavor are a company which take care of your marketing, your branding. They design and create mobile apps, websites, but they have an entire marketing team and production team who, like, let's say if you got a business, for example, and you want to like increase your social media and stuff, the marketing team will like go out and come to your wherever your business is, and they'll create content for your social media, create campaigns, create like social media posts that will like try and go viral and stuff like that. My chest is hurting.
You okay?
Yeah, it's just hurting a bit. I'm gonna power through it.
There's a heartburn.
It can't be though because I haven't eaten much of it.
You can still get it from
it's a stitch. But I don't know what it is. I've had it before. So what do we discuss in today's episode, Sam?
We discussed juicing again.
I know, again. Oh, man. Again, you guys just always talk about juicing.
It was you talking about juicing.
Yeah, it was me, actually.
We spoke about the Queen.
Briefly, we did.
Royal family, sorry.
Yeah, we spoke about... spoke about Bangladesh briefly.
We spoke about
Not Bangladesh, but like the khutbah in being in Bangladesh, inside the mosque, being in Bengali.
we spoke about Tunisia.
We spoke about Tunisia. We spoke about photography,
We spoke about Asian time.
Asian time, and
We spoke about biscuits.
we spoke a lot about biscuits. Yeah, we did enjoy a bit of biscuit talk, and we spoke about the event that we were going on.
Yeah, most importantly, the event.
That's pretty much it. To
So
be
we
honest.
spoke about nutrition and juice and a little bit of spirituality, a little bit of Gambia, usual stuff, basically, usual freshly grounded stuff.
Usually freshly grounded stuff, and I'm gonna say let's get into episode number. Oh, man, I don't know anything. I should have googled this.
Remember I did say last time?
Yeah, I know. I was meant to be prepared for this, man. Oh man.
What's 12 in Bengali?
Nah, listen. We done Bengali last.
What is it?
week.
Baru.
12 in different languages.
I'm happy to go with Baru.
We used that.
No, we didn't use that. We used
We
11.
used 11 last.
So there's going to be loads of episodes. Baru. Episode Baru.
Okay, I'm gonna say pick a language. Pick any language.
Japanese.
Japanese. They don't have that. Oh yeah, they do. In Japan. Oh,
Go on. I hope I haven't picked the hardest one for you that you're going to struggle with.
it just says.
Go
It
on.
just says 1, 2. Like it just says the number 12.
Is it?
I'll pick a different language.
Mexican.
Mexican. We haven't got Mexican here. Mexican. I mean, I suppose Mexican is Latin, right? Oh man. Okay, look. Just say, bro. Just say.
I was going to say, as I said it.
Just say.
Spanish is Spanish.
Just say Polish, yeah. All right. Tell me that language.
Mexican.
What?
What?
That's Spanish, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, didos, I think, or didoce. Didus. Didus.
What was it in Bengali again? Baro.
In Polish, it's dwanasi.
Episode Dwanasi Baro.
Let's get to episode borrow. Oh, my chest.
I made 2 duas live.
And welcome to Freshly Grounded, the brand new podcast by best friends Faisu and Sam.
Huh?
I said welcome to Freshly Grounded,
No, after that bit.
the brand new podcast
And after that bit?
by best friends Faisu and Sam.
Really?
Sam, top of the morning to you.
What?
You were in Ireland this week, weren't you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was an Irish accent.
Top of the morning.
So
Isn't that a good Irish accent?
Assalamu alaikum.
That's probably better. Wa alaikum salam.
Balani.
I'm afraid I'm actually not Bengali, but I do know what
the
that
red.
means. Oh,
Red one in the building.
Balani red.
Balasi.
And
Tigasi.
now we're speaking a different language, and this podcast is. We should name it Freshly Grounded.
Freshies.
Open bracket. What?
Nothing. Go on.
Freshly
On the ground.
Freshly grounded. Freshly on the ground. How's Ireland, bro? You're
Alhamdulillah.
like a. I saw Josh yesterday, and I was saying to him that he's like a tour. He's like one of those artists that's out constantly on tour. It looks like quite a cool lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mashallah. How is it?
He's always on tour, mashallah.
You're quite.
Alhamdulillah, I do get about.
Yeah. I'm just here, stuck here. every
Mashallah,
day.
it's good. You're stuck in
Alhamdulillah.
the big smoke. It's good, man.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I went to Dublin again this weekend. Went on Saturday, came back Monday night. Had a fantastic weekend. I don't know if you've ever been to Dublin or you've been to Ireland, but it's fantastic. I love it over there. Really like it over there. Went over there for work. Really busy weekend. We did a seminar. There was a big hairdressing event there. Big barber event there. And we had like a private function room there. We had an hour seminar. We met all the team that are going to be fronting our shop over there. Did loads of planning for what we're doing with the shop over there and stuff. So it was a nice weekend. Really beautiful weather. Found a really nice. Marks and Spencer's had a roof terrace cafe.
Really?
In Dublin. It was beautiful. We all got loads of plants and stuff up there. So it was
Was
a
it
good
hot?
weekend.
Because this past week's been quite rainy.
It wasn't hot at all. It was
Okay.
just nice. was just nice. It was just nice and sunny. Alhamdulillah.
That's nice.
But yeah, weather-wise, it's gotten a bit colder again, hasn't it? Everyone was kind of thinking, oh, it's getting warmer again now, but no, it's got cold, really cold.
The other night I went to sleep. Wow, the great conversation. The other night I went to sleep. The other night I went to sleep and I woke up, and in the morning and my chest felt really
strong.
Chesty? No, like you're coughing, like you got a chesty cough.
Chesty cough.
And that's how I knew it was cold last night.
Yeah.
So made sure.
You never guess what's my boiler's broken out of nowhere. So we've actually got a cold house. Even though
that's
for me,
my uncle as well.
Mentally, for me, it feels like we're going. I know we're not quite summer or anything like that yet, but I kind of feel like I'm going into a bit of a warmer season where I can handle that. But no, the house is getting cold. Little Zayden's room's getting cold.
It is cold.
He's having to wear a thick jumper this morning, man.
Where have you got? Are you getting that sorted?
Inshallah.
Yeah.
We haven't left it. We're waiting. Inshallah, we're looking to get it sorted out as soon as possible.
So you went to Ireland, and did you teach in the seminar?
No. So it was like, well, it was educational, but it was like, lots of people paid for a ticket to sit and watch. So it was like we're demonstrating.
Oh, demonstration.
So 4 of us were demonstrating.
Did you demonstrate?
I did demonstrate.
Well, are you still in the hair game, huh? No,
I didn't think I was, but alhamdulillah, over the last...
Take your shoes off.
You should take your shoes off.
It's the first time.
Take your jumper off.
It's the first time officially grounded. I will later. I'm getting quite hot, to be honest.
That's good. Relax. You should relax. Yeah, I kind of found myself doing it, being a bit more active, being a bit more busier recently with hair.
I saw Hanan last week, and
Hanan. I saw him last week as well.
Yeah, I know. I saw him after you saw him, and can I just say that I really loved his haircut. Really,
I think I rebranded him slightly.
Yeah,
I spiced him up, didn't I? I really enjoyed doing that. Yeah, he looked really good for it.
He looked very different. He looked very good.
Yeah, he did look different. He was playing a very safe card, and I thought I'm going to go all in. And
what did you just say to him? Did you say just let me do me? That's what Mitch says to me. Yeah, like, look, let me just do it.
The thing is, you got to build up a certain level of trust with your client, and they've got to feel like they trust you. So you've got to give them a haircut, make them feel like make them feel good. That's the ultimate goal. Yeah.
So when am I getting my haircut?
Well, I was happy to do it, but I came back last week to see you'd had a haircut, so you didn't have the patience for me. So.
But it was
you can't get your haircut red and then say, but you didn't do my haircut.
Check this out.
You treated him.
Check this out. This is truth, yeah?
Yeah.
Last week, I didn't tell you because it hurt a little bit, but I had my hairdressing equipment in my bag.
I was literally gonna message.
He shaped your boy up.
Number as well, to ask when you'd be back.
Oh yeah, I shaped him up.
But it got pretty bad, Sam. Like it was an emergency case. Otherwise, I wouldn't have cut it. I was waiting. I was gonna.
Well, let's grow out again. And we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
No, what I said was, sorry to interrupt you. We'll definitely, if you can give it 3-4 weeks, I'll shape you up.
It will grow back pretty quick. Don't worry. Yeah.
Your hair's grown back quite a bit already.
Yeah, it grows back pretty quick.
Yeah, it looks like keep it classic. With Hanan, anyway, what I was saying was, so I built up a level of trust with him. Cut his hair a few times, exactly how he was. Nothing too crazy, but nice. Like skin tape or whatever. But this time I went all in and yeah.
You went in a bit.
I did, yeah. I had the intention. I let him know. He knew it was going to happen, but it was a shock to him at first. But I think he looked great, and he texted me afterwards saying how great he felt for it. So that's the goal.
That's the thing with you barbers. Like it's subtle changes that you know to make. But like if I look at his haircut, I couldn't tell you what's different about it, but I can tell you he looks better.
Yeah.
So it must have been something subtle you did, but he looks different and better for it. To be honest.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
Not that he looked bad before. We will talk about someone that like probably everyone here doesn't even know who it is that we're talking about.
For me, he's a special man because he was the first producer to ever do a podcast for us.
He was.
So for me, that's
he never did a podcast with Freshly Grounded.
Yeah, no. But he was the first to do a Freshly podcast. The first to do a podcast for us.
Yeah, for like the next phase. Yeah.
So that was my first time I ever sat in front of a microphone and spoke to you.
He's a special guy to you then, is he?
Yeah, for that, yeah. At the time, I thought he was actually like a real producer for like a...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You thought that was his job? Podcast producer?
Yeah.
So that would be a tough gig, especially in the UK.
Yeah.
Podcasts aren't huge here yet. We're one of the... I don't want to say we're one of the founding podcasters at all because BBC have big podcasts, loads of people have big podcasts, but... There's huge podcasts, but American ones are absolutely massive though.
It'd be nice to see the podcast scene in the UK get larger, wouldn't it?
It would, because to be honest, bro, like even if somebody was to get huge off a podcast and it wasn't ours, it would still be so great for us because it's more eyes and ears going to the podcast scene. The podcast.
Big up the
scene.
podcast scene.
Yeah, major.
Yeah.
So-
I still find myself occasionally, like, for instance, I saw a brother I knew at the station this morning who actually works at the station. He said, where are you going? Because he knows, obviously, I've got the shop around the corner and that.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going up to London. He goes, what, working, cutting hair? I said, no, I'm going to do something. I do a podcast. He goes, a what? And I had to then explain to him, like, what a podcast was. And he goes, well, where'd you get it from? And I found myself explaining it. And I do find myself, like, explaining to some people what a podcast is. A lot of people don't know what a podcast is and where you get them from and that. And it's very alien to a lot of people. But really, I mean, it's like I said to him, it's just like a good alternative to listen to music. It's just listening to two people having a conversation.
Let me tell you something, bro. With this whole podcast thing, it's something I always wanted to do, and I remember telling people about it. And Abu Bakr said to me last week, he was talking, like, remember last week how Abu Bakr was talking to us about how he wants to start his own podcast and stuff. But I was telling Abu Bakr, like, months and months ago, maybe a year ago, about how I want to do a podcast. And this exact thing was like my dream, like a year ago. Yeah, Alhamdulillah, Allah answers du'as. And he was basically saying to me, like, bro, it's not going to work, kind of thing. And then now, like, he's like proud of like what we've been able to do. So sometimes you just have to run with things, because in your head it makes sense, but it's hard to like explain to people. Like now I know the people who are like almost starting a podcast, for example, and no doubt he must no doubt he would have been inspired somewhat by our stuff. So to an extent, you have to kind of, if you've got an idea in your head and you want to like work on it, I think you have to like take the plunge. And I honestly do think podcasts are going to get much bigger in the UK, man. And like, it's just a start for us, isn't it? Have you found, on that topic of that guy speaking to you in the train station, and I know you've had this a few times as well, but I'm so like astonished by the growth of Freshly Grounded, alhamdulillah, because I know it's a slow and steady growth, but man, just like I go into weddings and stuff like that, I've been bumping into people at events and stuff where they've been like, oh, I listen to Freshly Grounded, or like, there's Freshly Grounded listeners in quite a few places, man. Like, I've been approached a few times by people who listen to Freshly Grounded. Have you?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, yeah, it's good.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah, and also it's nice, some of the audience that have told me that they've been listening to it, it's not people who I expected who would generally tune into it.
Yeah.
So which is, for me, is very positive. The fact that we have got, alhamdulillah, not just Muslim people listening to it, we've got non-Muslims, we've got atheists, Christian, mixture of people, which I know we have. That for me is great, because obviously we didn't want to make it too, and to make it quite universal, didn't we? Quite broad. So alhamdulillah, we've got a nice mix of viewers and listeners, so it's good. Inshallah, it will carry on growing, bruv.
Inshallah, man. I remember a few like episodes ago,
What episode is this?
I just got this is episode 12.
Wow.
Prince Philip to step down from public life. Buckingham Palace announces. This is breaking news today, by the way.
Really?
I just got a notification.
I was gonna say,
Oh, sorry. Is that for? Let's save that for
Breaking
current events. Okay. Anyway, bro, you remember when we were talking about juicing?
Yes.
And like, the whole healthy lifestyle and stuff. And you many episodes ago, when we were in the old studio, recommended me the documentary Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead.
Yes, I've been recommending you that since I met you, I think.
And I'm a good listener, and it was on the list.
Yeah.
It was just a bit lower, and then alhamdulillah, slowly it rose to the top. And I watched that documentary last week, and then I actually posted a picture on Instagram of me watching it.
Did you?
Yeah. I was sitting on Omar's sofa, like all cuddly. Nate took the picture. Man like Nate. Yeah.
Big up, Nate.
Big up, Nate. I was very inspired by it, man. So I recommended it to people on Instagram, and I was like, well, it's a mad inspiring documentary, man. Like, it's crazy. For anyone who hasn't watched it, I'm going to give you like the lowdown of it. I know Sam gave the lowdown of it a few weeks ago, but it's insane. So basically this guy, he's, as it says in the title, he's fat, sick and nearly dead. He's got like this illness, and so he decides to go on the 60-day juice fast, where he's having just vegetable and fruit juice that he juices himself. And while he's doing it, he's touring around the US. So he's Australian, but he's touring around the US teaching people about it. And by the end of the 60 days, I think he loses over 6 stone, and he gets off all of his medication, and he's basically cured his illness just through natural juicing. And he's inspired loads of other people to do it. And then you see like some people had illnesses. There's this woman. I'll explain the second bit in a bit, but so that's the inspiring thing. And then in that documentary, there's probably the most inspiring bit is when there's that truck driver Phil, who's absolutely humongous, and like his job is to be a truck driver. So like he's just he was saying that on his job he just eats and stuff like and all that.
He's
kind of
huge,
stuff.
isn't he?
He is really really big. Like that's not even an exaggeration. And then so Joe, who's a filmmaker and who's a guy on this juice diet, kind of introduced him to juicing, but like Phil didn't like kind of think anything of it. And then when Joe went back to Australia, Phil rang him and was like, "Yo, like I need to fix up my life. Basically, it's getting too much for me." So Joe went back out there to help him, and by the end of the documentary, you see that Phil went from like this humongous man to like a like you and I, really, maybe a tiny bit, but like proper like a regular guy.
How many? He must have lost what?
Bro, it's inexplainable how much he must have lost. He must have lost like he lost a couple people. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
But he's like
my exaggeration, 10 stone.
Yeah, that's not
Eight-
an
8,
exaggeration.
10 stone.
Like
Like, he lost a lot
the
of
guy went from completely and it was the most inspiring part of the documentary, and so I left very inspired. And this is like I've been on this juice thing for like about 2 weeks since you told me about it, just like as a supplement, not like I haven't been fasting with it. But anyway. So I watched it, I was very inspired. So I wanted to watch Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead 2 because it was the second one. And so I never got around to it. And then I think I finished it like yesterday or the day before. And this bit is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen the second one. But I have to talk to you about it because you haven't seen it either. And I'm going to spoil it.
I've seen some of it.
Okay. So first of all, just to say, the second one is really inspiring in the sense that loads of people started doing it. Like a mother even like started introducing juices to her family. And her kid, who's like 6-7 years old, he had like arthritis and stuff. He's completely cured of it. And like this other woman, her and her husband were trying for children for so long, and then they were like, doctors were telling them they can't have children, and then like after this natural juicing and stuff, they managed to have a child. Now, not saying that that's what it was, but they were saying like that's what kind of made the difference. Now, then, bro, this is the spoiler now. Everyone was asking like, how's Phil? What's happened to Phil? What's happened to Phil? Have you seen this bit?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Oh, Phil is in the truck
Yeah,
driver.
Phil's- have you seen this
Yeah.
bit?
I have seen that. Yeah.
Very
Do you know what, I
sad.
think I have seen the whole. I must have
You
seen the
must
whole
have
thing.
So
I have seen the whole
Have you
thing.
seen it? Oh, you don't want to know it? Yeah. Alright. So, bro,
I have seen it. It's
they
sad.
show Phil. So this documentary now 6 years after that one. So Joe, the filmmaker, is still like nice and skinny and stuff. And
He's in incredible health.
yeah.
Giving dower on about juicing basically. Just
Bro, and then everyone's like, how's Joe? How's Phil? And then like they haven't shown him for the whole documentary. And then like halfway through the documentary, they talk about Phil and like they like show Phil's story and they show him again. And Phil has gone right back to being absolutely humongous.
that's where he came from. Yeah.
It's so, bro, I know Nate just like dropped his head. It's so sad because it's like he was doing so well and he inspired, bro. When Joe was touring the second time round, everyone was asking him about Phil. Everyone was like, oh, like how is he now? Like it was so inspiring. And most people were more inspired by Phil's story than Joe's story. And then so for that time, bro, it turns out my man like lost all that weight, ended up finding a girl, got married. Then he ended up getting divorced because he got married too soon. Got into depression after his divorce and just started eating, bro. And bro, Nate, when I say that he went back to being big, like he went back to being like how he was when he was a truck driver, like from literally so skinny to that, and it was just so sad to see. But now
They saw him ordering food and sitting there eating his food. Remember what he was eating? That huge, ginormous burger, sitting by the lake, like interviewing him, just eating. It's
It was just
literally
so
what his
sad,
life was.
man.
Yeah.
and he admitted it and stuff, and he said that like it's because of like depression and stuff. And by the end of the documentary, they ended it by showing that he's like now working on getting himself back to it.
Inshallah, man.
I felt my heart went out to Phil there.
Yeah.
To be honest,
It's tough, man.
it is, man, because like even the doctor was saying that like it's very easy to lose weight in the sense that there's so many diets out there that help you lose weight really quick. Like they do exist, but none of them are sustainable and for a period of long time. So it's about once you've lost that weight initially.
That's the thing about this juicing stuff. And I would no way recommend to anyone that it's a lifestyle of just like juice fasting and stuff. If you want to like, I would personally advise like 3 to 4 days like of a juice fast, which is when you only have juice, so maybe possibly one low carb meal in the day. That's great. 3-4 days is fantastic. Obviously he did 60 days, so he got like dramatic results, but it's not realistic how living on a diet of just pure juice. And also bear in mind the juice that he is consuming during his fast is like what we just tried downstairs. He's not going to have sweetness. He's not going to have. It's mainly, from what I remember, it was all green. Everything was green. So it
like kale and stuff.
Kale, yeah. So it wouldn't be like. So I don't even think he probably would have used lots of apples and stuff because of the sugars. he would have just had like, you know what we just had downstairs, which
Yeah.
wasn't very nice. Imagine that, but he's drinking pints of it as his main diet. Like it's not very, very nice. Obviously the results are fantastic, but what we're doing in 59 is introducing like a week juice plan. So you have like 3 or 4 juices in each day, plus we recommend like one meal. And this is fantastic, doing it for a short amount of time, detoxing, getting rid of like all the junk out of your body and stuff. But I think that the having a diet, and it needs to be part of your lifestyle, doesn't it? So if you're just banging juices, you can't maintain that, can you? It needs to be a level of balance.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why my man he rinsed all his weight quickly, but then for him to maintain being as small as he got, he can't
go back to eating how he used to eat.
Yeah, which is all he knows really.
Yeah.
These huge like American supersized meals and stuff. So it's almost like after you've done your juicing, you have to learn about nutrition and learn about how can you have a substantial diet with eating proper solid foods.
Bro, he that burger that he got from Wendy's, and he said that it could be about 4,000 calories for the meal because he got a hot massive burger with fries and a Coke and a chocolate milkshake.
Yeah,
that was the meal. And so he said that's about Nate's what he's finding, because Nate could back that easily. Nate eats like a machine.
Yeah,
but mashallah, he's not put on any weight. Anyway, yeah. But this guy Phil, yeah, said that 4,000 calorie meal, he said that he can back about 3 of them in a day.
Really?
Yeah. So let's say he's eating 12 to 15,000 calories in a day, bro. You're gonna get that big.
How many?
Well, if there's 4,000 calories, then with 3 of them, that's 12,000 calories.
We can have 12,000 calories as a man, can't we, in a day? Is it recommended 12,000?
That's not
12,000.
You mean 1,200 maybe? Bro, a man's meant to have like 3,000
not
calories.
12,000. We're talking about 1,200, 1,200,
Yeah,
1,200,
yeah, yeah.
1,200.
A man's meant to have like maximum
Yeah, yeah, so
3,000.
banging
If you're
off
bulking,
12,000.
bro, if you're bulking, yeah, Ajman was saying that when he bulks, he has like just over like 2,000.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So this guy's back in about 12,000.
Wow.
And that's just calories, but imagine the amount of fats and sugars that he's having. So obviously he's gonna get that big. And it was just so sad because I looked at the first documentary. I was like, wow, he's so inspirational because
Yeah.
he's so determined. And it doesn't take away his determination, bro. The guy obviously had some issues, like going through a divorce is no joke. And he obviously had some like serious mental battles and turned to food. And he said that what he did is he ended up turning to food, which is obviously, so it's still commendable what he did in the first season. But I just, for him, hope that he gets back to, like I said, the doctor basically said it's easy to lose weight because there's so many diets out there to help you lose weight in a month or two. The hard thing is maintaining a healthy diet once you've lost the weight. And I've even seen in my personal life, bro, people go really skinny and then like a month later you see them and they're big again.
Yeah.
So I think, I think it's just trying to maintain.
So what is it? Balance.
Well, I don't know, to be honest. I'm no health expert.
So last time I saw you, you weren't thriving in energy. You're almost like, I'm a bit disappointed about my diet. I haven't been training as much. That's the last time I saw you. And then
What, as in last week?
I think it was last week or the week before.
Okay.
And then this week, you've been eating really clean. You've been training more. And it's just like, it's mad to seeing like the expression of someone, how they're talking, like when their diet is in check, and their training as well, how they feel and how that positivity and that strength comes from someone. But if you have someone who's a bit slipped off, eating the wrong stuff, not really training too much, and how you can just tell in someone, it makes such a difference to someone just in how they're talking.
I suppose it has a mental effect on you as well because you feel like you've cheated yourself.
For
It's
sure.
like,
You're a bit down for it, aren't you?
you are a bit down for it, yeah.
But downstairs, when you were telling me, it was really inspiring how you're talking. I'm training, I'm eating really well. Like, it's good.
Yeah, man. I had a croissant this morning, and I was really happy with having the croissant. I had no problem with it because I was saying to you that in that same documentary, the doctor was saying that, like, if you have a very healthy diet, or not even very healthy diet, but if you if you have a pretty healthy diet, it's okay to have like something unhealthy every now and again because it's fine. And so what he was saying is, people often say, I'm cheating on my diet. And he said he doesn't like that word because what that word signifies is something like we associate the word cheating with something that's immoral or something that's impermissible and stuff like that. So if you're cheating on your diet, it's like a very negative connotations. So he said he likes to call it indulging because that's a very positive connotation. And that's like, and indulging is okay. So what he's saying is, if I have a healthy diet and I want to indulge in a cake, like one day after having, and I've had generally my diet's healthy before, during, and after, but I want to indulge. It's fine to indulge because you're treating yourself. The human is allowed to indulge and enjoy it. So that's what I thought with that croissant that I just had downstairs. I was like, although I'm trying to, bear in mind, bro, I'm saying it like I don't, like my diet's so clean that I won't have a croissant until we like, I'm still not fully clean. Like, do you know what I mean? Like my diet still sucks a bit.
What did you have for dinner?
Generally, I'll still.
What did you have for dinner last night?
Last night, I had kidney beans. Like my mum made like a kidney bean curry.
Nice.
Yeah, but I haven't got to a point where I'm like cutting out. Like if my mum's made something or if my wife's made something or something like that, like I've cut it out of my life. It's just I'm just trying to eat more good stuff, have some more juice, and cut out stuff like chocolate. But like I said, it's hard, man. Like I'm not gonna lie until like I can remember on Friday I had a Snickers thing. It was a Snickers protein bar, but it's still chocolate.
It's not too bad, really, is it?
No, it is, man. It's full of sugar and fat.
Yeah, it was a protein bar.
But it was a Snickers one though. Yeah,
I didn't know they even did that.
No, well, I did, but I never tried it. The only reason I had it because we won't try it. But like I say, I'm not like. And was Saturday the night all the boys came round, Nate?
Yeah.
Was that this Saturday? This past Saturday,
the Joshua fight.
Yeah, that was
Saturday,
this past Saturday. I had a massive cheat day. So and because all the boys around almost felt we had a massive like lads night in, us lads, and so I cheated heavy, man, because I was like I psyched myself up. So I'm not saying my diet's clean at all. I'm just saying like I have been trying to fix it up. Like I've been having more health stuff and trying to on the whole.
You've been having more juice as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying my diet's good compared to what it's normally like. Like for a normal person, my diet's probably like a very average normal person diet. But if you were to bear in mind that like I used to have a chocolate bar a day, and I used to have like a couple biscuits in the day. That alone is awful. Like a biscuit has everything that's bad in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, flipping Nate will back off a whole thing. Well, biscuits like have fat, sugar, calories, carbs, everything
It's
in
the worst.
it.
Biscuits are the worst things to have, aren't they? Yeah.
Biscuits are...
They're actually the nicest thing as well. Have a nice biscuit with a cup of tea and a nice cup of coffee. Lovely.
I love biscuits.
Yeah, custard creams. Those custard creams you had the other week, Nate, were fantastic.
Oh, but have you had Fox's biscuit? Anything by Fox?
Fox, yeah.
I had a couple of Fox biscuits with Nate that day. The boys came.
Fox
biscuits are big in my house, man. My missus loves biscuits.
Yeah,
like,
our biscuits are lovely.
They're incredible, aren't they?
But apparently biscuits aren't that great for you. I can't remember someone saying that.
Not good for you.
Yeah, there's quite like they got.
Oh,
yeah,
they're
we literally
you,
said it like about 3 seconds ago. There's got everything bad in it.
What, in biscuits?
Yeah.
Are we talking about biscuits?
Thinking about biscuits.
Hey, Red.
He just goes,
Red,
I swear I heard somewhere.
Over here, Red.
I swear I heard somewhere that biscuits aren't that great for you.
Mr. Red producer, we are shooting a podcast at the moment, and your attention is required.
I'm trying to find current events.
Remind Red of what you just told us about the biscuits.
Red, biscuits have everything that is bad for you in them. So, like, let's take one digestive, for example. And I'd say, out of all of the biscuits, digestive is probably one of the healthy ones. It's not got chocolate on it or anything.
Probably in the scale of things, yeah.
On the grand scale, yeah, in the scale.
Probably the healthy ones, yeah.
And I believe, you might want to check this up. Actually, I believe that a digestive biscuit has 100 calories, but can you check that up for us quickly?
McVitie's
digestives, yeah. Let's give them some promo. Now, if I'm right in saying that it has 100 calories per biscuit, bro, that's 100 calories for one biscuit, yeah? On top of that, it's got fat in it, it's got sugar in it, and it's got carbs in it, yeah?
Yep.
And if you're having some digestives with tea, best know you ain't just having one.
One serving is 71 calories.
How much?
71.
There you go. One digestive biscuit is 71, yeah? Now, if I'm having a cup of tea...
How many would you have?
If I'm having a cup of tea with digestives, I'm having about 3 at least, minimum. Minimum 3. I'm being good if I'm having 3 digestives in my tea. Now, that's 7, 14, 20. That's 210 calories. That's not taking in the fat, sugar, and carbs that's involved in that biscuit, in those biscuits. And that's not even a meal.
Damn.
I'm such a hypocrite because I eat all this stuff.
I know, innit?
You guys are so unhealthy, you fatties. And I'm sitting there eating.
I can still taste biscuits in my mouth this morning.
Man, I'm bad, man.
So you've been having more juice, though, you were saying?
I have been having more juice.
You feel good for that, yeah?
And then yesterday I was really upset, actually, because... so on Sunday... what I generally do with all of my stuff, with my meat that I have throughout the week, that I bring into work, and my food and stuff, I buy it all on Sunday. On Sunday, me and my wife go for a nice big food shop, and then we like she'll marinate my food for me, and we made like batch juices for the week.
Nice.
Put them in the fridge, and then throughout the week I'll just take them.
What bottles did you use?
To put them in the fridge.
Yeah.
You know, I have like really big NutriBullet.
Do you store it in the NutriBullet thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I don't make the juice in the NutriBullet, but I just store them. Anyway, yesterday, so that's what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks.
Can I just interrupt
go
you?
ahead.
I want to burst your bubble for you a little bit.
Go ahead.
How much juice do you make?
Well, you might be saying what I'm about to say.
Yeah, go on.
So yesterday, I read an article saying that juice shouldn't be stored in the fridge for more than 48 hours.
And that's if it's cold pressed.
Yeah, and
I don't think your machine would be a cold press.
I don't know what that means. It's just a regular juicer. You chuck the juicer, you press the.
Yeah, but so it's not cold press.
No.
So that it actually technically start losing the nutrients straight away.
That's what it says.
So
yeah.
if you're storing it, the benefits are going. So as soon as you juice it, you need to drink it.
Yeah. So that's what I heard.
Yeah.
So, right, currently, big old phase here
Big old phase.
has wow, fine, little phase. This little brown mocha. Come on, man.
So refer yourself in
I'm
third
trying
person
to,
anyway.
I'm trying to brand myself, you know.
I know.
Trying to see what sticks.
I've noticed.
This double chocolate wafer over here has liters of juice in my house, in my fridge right now, and it's pretty much all going to waste. It's so, but bro, now
no.
and this has actually made me think. Yeah, can I stick to this diet thing long term? Because bro, I can't juice every day. I don't have time.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
I get home at like 11 p.m. most days, and then I go wake up at 5.
Can you not take one in the morning?
What, make a juice in the morning?
Yeah.
My mornings are so hard. I mean, what I might start doing is making it once
It
every
would take
other
you
day.
about 10 minutes tops, wouldn't it? 10, 15 minutes? You could get out of bed 10, 15 minutes earlier and make it.
Yeah.
Alternatively, you could go downstairs and enjoy that really nice juice that they sell downstairs.
So bro, what I could do, I suppose, is still buy the fruit and veg on Sunday, but just not juice it until the day I make it, right? I
Yeah.
could do that, right?
Yeah.
What do you do? Oh, I suppose you just go grab one from... I mean, you got a professional juice factory, basically. Yeah, you got a shop.
Yeah, I've got a shop that sells juices, so generally I'll try and grab my juice from there.
Yeah.
Although sometimes I get juice on road to try and find like a new juice. Like I've just mentioned a few times, got juice earlier, which just really wasn't very nice at all.
It's very cucumbery, wasn't it?
I believe that the juice should be healthy, but it should also taste good. Because I found it difficult. I only got a small bottle, and it was actually difficult to drink.
The one downstairs,
Yeah.
it's got like what, celery in it.
Yeah.
It's got, well, do you know what? She described it as almost a clean green, is what we sell in 59.
Yeah.
So you've got celery, it's got well, she said apple. She claimed there's apple in it.
Yeah. I'm going to believe her, because I'm assuming the best.
And there's spinach as well.
Let's
Spinach
just
was
say...
in there.
Let's just say... Yeah?
It was just, I would say it's a cucumber drink.
Let's just say... Yeah.
And I do quite like cucumber. When you're expecting like a nice juice and you just got like that kind of cucumber's almost, there's no sweetness in there.
So it wasn't
the-
95% water as well, isn't it? So
Exactly. So I literally just got conned. Basically bought some expensive water, or you bought some expensive water.
It's alright,
I know
man.
all about it.
Right.
But what I was saying was you can buy your juice out.
It was a 40,
do you know how much it's going to end up costing?
Why don't you buy a
bottle,
juice for your office?
A juicer? Or juice?
Juicer.
Nah, but this is an office, this is a workplace.
You've got
Honestly,
a coffee.
it's
You've got a
messy.
coffee machine.
Yeah, but a coffee machine is like... That's like socially acceptable to have in an office.
So you're
isn't it?
saying you won't do it because it's not socially acceptable?
No,
Why
I
don't
won't do it because it's just
I bet like
absolute
Google
mess.
has like juices instead of coffee.
When I make a juice at home, it's a mess.
It is a mess.
But, bro, just come back to the point.
Sorry, go on.
You see this juice I've got in my fridge right now?
Yes.
Is it bad for me if I drink it?
It's not bad for you, but you're not going to gain that as much goodness as.
But am I going to
normal.
gain any goodness from it? Surely I'm still having...
The nutrients start leaving straight away. So,
But
which,
then-
which
so
is
are
why
you saying I'm going to have zero nutrients by drinking the juice that I made?
I don't know it's best, but quite likely. I haven't got. To be honest, I haven't got the answer for that question. Willing to back it up, but yes, I mean, I've been told to avoid if you're because cold press juicing is different.
Yeah.
Cold press juicing is different. That will last 3 days. If you made, that's what I'm saying. If you brought a cold press juicer, which I did advise you to, I'm not sure whether yours is. I don't think it is, unless it's you specifically went and get a cold press. 3 days,
Yeah.
you'd have it. The juice would last for 3 days. Where a normal juicer, I'm not trying to upset you. I'm really not trying to upset you. A normal juicer,
Doing a bad job
one
there,
day it's
Sam.
gone. I know.
You're not achieving your goal.
I am achieving my goal. I'm trying to help you.
You're not achieving your goal of not trying to upset me.
3 days it will last you a cold press.
Well,
3 days. So a cold press juicer, it's the juice is actually pressed differently, and the nutrients will last up to 3 days. Where a normal juicer of 1 day, cold press 3 day, normal juicer 1 day. What did you go and buy? Normal juicer.
potentially.
What did I advise you to get? Cold press
Cold
juicer.
press.
What have you got at home? Lots of wasted juice. What have I got at home? Lots of cold pressed juice.
I gave my sister, who's pregnant, some juice yesterday.
Mashallah.
And she just texted me this morning. I'm going to read the text out to you word for word from my older sister. Make dua for her pregnancy.
Inshallah.
Here's the text word for word. Today at 9:23 a.m. Vomited all the juice you made this morning! Exclamation mark. Bro, she's pregnant. It's not the juice. I haven't vomited. I've been drinking it for 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, it's because she's pregnant.
Yeah, of course. Are you trying to say my juice is bad, Sam?
That's how you,
Do you want to
that's how
taste? Do you want to taste my clean green?
You've got it here, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I've got it. Do you want to taste it?
Yeah. It's not cold though, is it? I do like a juice that has been cooled.
Oh, yeah, I was meant to put it in the fridge as soon as I
You
got
should
it.
cool that. You should
Well, what I'm
cool
going to
that.
do is I'm going to put it in the fridge in our next break, and then
Mhm.
like at the end I'll
Okay.
have you try it.
Please.
Now, I personally, believe that our listeners who aren't into juicing are probably switched off by now.
I imagine
Because
so.
We've been talking for the last, I don't know, half an hour just about juice.
So what
How was your bank holiday month? Can I just say that last Friday, I went to East London Mosque to pray Jummah, and did you know that they play the adhan out loud?
Someone told me that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
On the streets.
Yeah, they play on the streets,
That's
and
nice, man.
apparently, from what I hear, word on the grapevine is that certain people are trying to shut it down. Obviously,
Really?
It doesn't surprise me.
So is that every Jummah they just do that?
I think so. Does anybody have any other information on that? Red, you are Bengali, and the khutbah was in Bengali, so I'm assuming you know something.
Was it?
Yeah.
East London Mosque?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
don't know.
I was
haven't heard
actually told that it wouldn't be.
Really? The whole thing?
I don't know if you guys know,
I haven't heard anything. No.
but little Kit Kat here doesn't understand Bengali because
Do you guys see?
I'm not actually Bengali, and so when I went to the mosque,
Yeah.
alhamdulillah, the khutbah was in part in the language of Bangladesh. So I don't understand all of it.
This is good. This is East London Mosque.
Yes, East London Mosque.
Fact: my grandfather was one of the founders
who
of
built
East London
it.
Mosque.
He was what? He was what?
So he was one of the people that built East London Mosque.
First of all, mashallah, may Allah reward him
I mean,
for every time someone prays in there. Now,
Yeah.
secondly, why is it that every time I mention a mosque, I'm always with someone who tells me that their family member actually helped build the mosque?
when else has that happened?
It's happened recently, very recently. The other day, last time I mentioned a mosque, I was mentioning a mosque in Edgware to a potential new family member.
Oh.
The reason I said potential new family member is because it was long story.
Potential for one of your cousins or
Something like that.
something like that.
And now this man told me that his father-in-law actually helped build that mosque.
His father-in-law.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not that kind of potential.
Oh no, it was the dad of the person.
Oh, okay.
That dad's father. It gets confusing.
Oh, okay.
My point is that
What is your
mosques are helped by being built by many people, aren't they?
There's lots of reward, to be fair. So
Yeah, it is.
that's good, isn't it?
Sam, you helped build a mosque. I actually remember you laying a brick in a mosque in Gambia.
What did you say?
You laid a brick, like in the literal sense. You picked up a brick, and you helped put it.
Alhamdulillah, may Allah accept it from me.
May Allah accept it from you. Speaking of which, that Gambia project, we got the event coming up. Are you excited?
Really excited, to be fair.
Should we talk about it?
We should do.
All right, so guys, I'm excited about this, so let's go. On the 4th of June, inshallah, we got an event in East London. Speaking of East London, it's at the Atrium, that's the name of the venue. Google it. There's loads of parking spaces nearby. There's 350 seats available, and as of now, because we haven't actually launched tickets yet, tickets are going on sale. Literally, by the time you're listening to this podcast, they're probably on sale already. If they're not, they're going to be on sale within the next day or so, inshallah. And so to check on the ticket update stuff, keep your eyes on my Instagram, which is Faisal, so it's FAISALCHDRY. And so the idea of the event basically, Sam, is, I don't know if I probably mentioned it before on podcast, but just to go over it quickly, the idea of the event is we're raising money to put electricity in that like mosque and school and orphanage that we built in that spot are building in Gambia. So we're trying to get electricity there. But I wanted also this event to benefit like the people in the UK as well as the people in Gambia.
So you want to benefit the community of Gambia and you want to benefit the community of London, UK.
Gadoosh! Yes,
Wow.
Exactly. So this event is gonna have like Q&A panel, like a health and nutrition Q&A panel with like Ajmal, Lats, Abu Siddiq, and we're gonna have and so like bro, these people, for example, Ajmal's 2-time world champion natural bodybuilder. There might be people who want to have questions about going to the gym or fitness or nutrition, and he has loads of answers, but they might not be able to access someone to like who's that with that expertise. So this is their chance to ask them questions. And Lats is like work with the best of the best, and he's like great with nutrition and stuff. And I want to emphasize that it's not just for brothers. Like I know that these guys like they're just like big henchmen on stage, but bro, these guys have knowledge when it comes to food and supplements and gym stuff, even for sisters. And so I really urge sisters to like come and even have questions ready. We're gonna have paper and stuff there as well if they prefer to write the questions down. And so that's one of the Q&A panels. The other Q&A panel, which your boy Big Flat White over here, if you know what I mean, Abdul Samad is going to be on, and that's the business and lifestyle Q&A panel. So if people have questions about like business and like maybe someone has questions and because maybe people want to ask questions to someone who's experienced in business that is still young and understands like the world we're in and is a practicing Muslim, but they don't have access to these people. So someone might want to say, yo Sam, I want to start a business. I don't want to take out a loan because of the riba, but I don't have any money to start it up. Like, how do I go about do it? And now that is a complicated question, and I feel like only someone who has done it can answer it. And so these are the questions that I want people to be able to. I want people to get benefit from it. So that's the idea of the event. There's going to be business Q&A panel. There's going to be health and nutrition Q&A panel. We've got Muslim Bilal dropping some poetry. We've got Muslim Bilal talking about his experience because he's one of the founding members of Spot. We got your boy Chunky Snickers over here hosting the event, and it's going to be a good old time. Are you looking forward to it?
I am looking forward to it, inshallah. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Sounds like an event I would actually like to go to.
Yeah.
So alhamdulillah, the fact that I can be involved in it is it's a special thing.
Well, do you think that sisters will...
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
That's one of my worries, I'll be honest.
Well, sisters aren't going to want to come to it.
Maybe they won't be attracted to the event but in all honesty, bro, because I know the people that are speaking, I know how much benefit they have on a general basis and not just for guys. But if you just was to look at the poster, maybe you might think, oh, it's just a guy's event. But bro, these guys have powerful knowledge for like.
Of course.
But even like with, for example, the panel that you're going to be on, when it comes to business, bro, like you're not saying gender specific business things. Like you're like how to essentially do good in business is a very general.
It is general,
topic.
isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so is nutrition and health.
Of course.
Both are very general.
And everybody loves a bit of poetry.
Everyone loves poetry, everyone loves to be healthy, and everybody likes to
give back. Yeah, and that's what the event's about.
Alhamdulillah.
So
also, most importantly, raising money for the supporting the people of tomorrow, making the people in Gambia's lives a little bit better than they are now. Inshallah. This is obviously the main intention behind it, isn't it?
That is definitely the main intention behind it. So I'm really looking forward to that event.
I'm looking forward to it, inshallah.
Yeah. Are you going to bring some family down?
Do you want me to bring family down?
I think so. It'd be nice.
When you say family, you mean blood, family connected to me by blood, or just general like friends that I've got that I call family, or who? Zayden? Who would you want?
Anyone? Zayden might be a bit young for it. I don't know if he's looking to start a business just yet.
He's already got business.
Has he?
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. I would say potentially. I mean, what I meant first. I meant like family. But what about like, for example, like I want Midge to come for sure.
I can bring the brothers down.
Bring the brothers. Yeah.
You mentioned it to Midge.
I did yesterday. Yeah.
He mentioned it to me.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure my family come down. I'm gonna force my in-laws to get tickets as well.
Yeah.
It's all going to charity. I was gonna like save everyone tickets, and I thought tickets, by the way, are £5.
Yeah.
£5. Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Yeah,
to gain that kind of knowledge and also to give back.
Exactly. It's a complete non-profit event.
Going back to just very quickly, you called the azan in East London Mosque. Where was that story going before you started talking about it?
I can't remember anymore.
There was a good reason behind it.
Oh, I was asking you what you did on bank holiday weekend, and then as soon as I asked that, I remembered that I went to East London Mosque for Jummah
For the
on bank holiday
Jummah.
weekend. Yeah, and
Okay.
what I was gonna talk about
Yeah.
is the fact that they did the adhan outside, and that was it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that was the end of it.
I was going to add to that. Did you know when I was in a taxi with my non-Muslim family
Yeah.
in Morocco,
Uh-huh.
and the azan went on the radio because it was Salah time,
Wow.
and the amount of comments that they all made in such a positive way about the call to prayer. Even like I'm talking about, when I say non-Muslim, I'm talking about people who really are not even spiritual at all, saying how beautiful it sounds. So when you said that about East London hearing the azan, I just wanted to quickly add that in. That's why I went back to it quickly. And also, the event's going to be close to East London Mosque, is it?
Very close.
Yeah.
The event is from 2 p.m. till 5:30 p.m.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Here's why. originally I was gonna do an evening event.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, there's a couple problems with that. A, people are going to be, if it's right towards the end of the day, people are going to be quite like really hungry, and like, because it's towards the end of the fast, you're going to be like cranky, you're not going to want to listen to people and stuff like that. That's first reason. Second reason, if we do it so close to iftar, then people aren't going to have time to get to places for iftar.
Yeah.
Or maybe if they have iftar plans, then they won't be able to get their iftar plans in
Yeah.
time. And C, if that's the case, we probably have to provide iftar.
Yeah.
Now, because it's a 100% non-profit event, we're
Yeah.
trying to keep costs as low as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
And so funding food, it will be a bit of a mission. We are still looking for sponsorships for the event. And we're also looking for people to have stalls at the event. The stalls are very reasonably priced, to be honest, and all of the money is going so it's because it's a non-profit event. None of the money is going in our pockets, basically. So it's either going towards a charity or helping towards cost of the event.
Okay.
So sponsors are we actually are actively looking for sponsors. So
Okay.
if anyone's listening to this and wants to sponsor the event, or you have business that would like to sponsor the event,
And also for people that can have a stall at the event as well.
have a stall at the
Okay,
event.
fine, good.
So Izaha's got a stall at the event.
Mashallah.
Spot will have like its own separate store at the event. I believe we're gonna have like a halal sweet store and stuff like that. So it's gonna be quite. It's gonna be cool,
Maybe
man,
get
but-
someone down with some nice fragrances.
Mm.
That'd be nice to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Also, it's my first ever event that I'm doing, so like I am apprehensive. I know that like a lot of things will probably go wrong, but
You're a very relaxed guy. I'm sure you'll be able to deal with it.
inshallah, I have a good team around me, man. A
Mashallah.
very good team. I have a Kareem who's leading a lot of stuff. So anyone who is interested in sponsorships or stalls, by the way, you just got to email Kareem. That's KARIM at flavor.co, FLAVR.co, and he's dealing with a lot of stuff. On the brother side, on the sister side, we have a sister called Nadia who's dealing with a lot of the stuff, and so we've got a very good team. Who's gonna like inshallah make sure this event runs perfect. Because on the night I'm gonna be hosting, so I'm gonna be busy.
On the day.
On the day, yeah, you're right. Thanks, Sam. Would you just corrected me? You know, appreciate it. It wasn't sarcastic.
I'm sure you'd correct me as well.
Yeah. Look after the right. So yeah, man, East London, 4th June. Look forward to it, and we're now officially in the month of Ramadan. Not in the actual month of Ramadan, but we're in the calendar month. You know,
Is it 24th? What day is it coming in?
it's in the 20 something. I believe it's 27th, maybe or something.
27th.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Inshallah. I need it. I'm
Inshallah.
looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, man. And we're going. Are we going Bristol? Are we doing a freshly
Inshallah,
Bristol event?
Yeah.
Sick, bro. This event on the 4th of June is going to be the first like event that we're at together. Like, you know,
That's an exciting thought, isn't it?
yeah. We should get a freshly garnet banner made for the event,
We
like
could do.
a roller thing.
Yeah.
With, like, the
Yeah, we
stuff.
could. Yeah, we should
shouldn't
talk. We'll talk about that offline.
Yeah, I think we should
We'll go into detail about that.
potentially.
Just
Okay.
not maybe another time rather than now.
Yeah.
First, I actually wanted to ask you something regarding Ramadan.
Yep.
I think it was last week you spoke something about. You mentioned itikaf. So
Yeah.
you did what 10 days of solitude in the mosque, right?
Yeah.
So I remember you saying like you recommend it for anyone. It doesn't matter what level that you're at.
100%.
And I discussed it with someone because I was thinking about it after you mentioned it.
Right.
And that person says that you should be at a certain level.
Right.
You can't really just go into it, and also going into it, you have to think about the changes that you're gonna make after it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I looked into it,
Yeah.
and it really got me interested, and it was apparently it was the person said that it's comparable to, you know, making changes like wearing a hijab almost.
Right.
And I just wanted to get your opinion on that. Like, is it something that has to be looked really, really deep into, or do you think it's good to just maybe, you know, take the plunge and see what comes from it?
Well, when the person said this, I'm not saying what they're saying is wrong, but did they say it with knowledge? Like, did they give you dalil for that? Like, because in anything with our religion, it's like most important that we get evidence for it from the Quran or the Sunnah or from scholars, because otherwise...
100%. I agree, and I made that point as well, because...
Well, they had evidence for it, did they?
Huh?
What do they bring? What do they say?
They're basically saying that, and I'm not saying they're wrong, but they basically, so what we're saying is they're saying that I made a statement last week, and which is potentially a wrong statement from what this
Doesn't
person is
matter what
saying.
level of practicing you are.
And
not a wrong
I
statement.
said that I don't think that it matters like if you're what level of practicing you are. I recommend itikaf to anyone, everyone, because it's so beneficial.
Yeah.
Now this person has said that they of the opinion that like you should be at a certain level, and when you go in, you should go in with the intention that when I come out, I'm going to make some major changes in my life.
And you should also go in knowing what what it's for. Like it's not a joke. But I read into it, and I've heard like various imams talk about it before. I've sat in the mosque and listened to it, and everyone's always recommended it.
My thing is this, bro. Like I'll be honest, yeah. If that person comes with evidence, I can't say anything against like the word of Allah or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
I made exactly the same point.
So I'll 100% agree with him. But my opinion as it stands, without, and this is why we shouldn't be talking about knowledge, but my opinion as it stands is this: like when I went to film my first itikaf, I'd been practicing for about 2 months. Yeah, I just started practicing. A brother come up to me, a brother who I know in like my distant family, who's also practicing. And he said, "Bro, I've been doing itikaf. You should do itikaf. It's very good." I said to him, "Bro, I've only started practicing the religion properly. I'm not like, I don't really know much. Like, I can't imagine. I'm already struggling to fast outside when I'm busy. Imagine when I'm like just sat in the mosque. I wake up, I'm in the mosque chilling all day. I have to like fast, and then on top of that, I don't have like much ibadah to. I couldn't read the Quran, so like it's not like I can sit there all day reading the Quran because I don't know how to and stuff." He said to me, "Bro, this is waswas from the shaitan. Like, trust me." Everyone says this, and then when they go in there, like they come out and they think, "Oh, it was calm, like that was just shaitan, blah, blah, blah." So after a bit of convincing, I signed up to it. And now, if anyone shouldn't do it, if they're not at a decent level of practicing, it would have been me, because I had just started practicing, innit? Now, when I did it, I honestly went in with those thoughts that I don't know how I'm gonna last, blah blah blah. But I went in, and bro, let me tell you something. Yeah, first of all, my fasts were made so easy for me. Yeah, like. Bro, I found my fasts harder when I was here, when I was outside and I was busy all day, like making meetings, going here, doing what. I found it harder. Bro, when I was waking up in the masjid and just doing ibadah all day, my fast made so easy I didn't even see the fast go, first of all. And they were very long fasts, yeah. For the last couple of years, they've been very long. So that myth is out, yeah. It's the fast, Allah makes them easy for you. Second of all, in regards to ibadah and like, what am I going to do? I'm going to get bored. It's not the case. You wake up at Fajr, let's say, you open fast at Maghrib time, yeah? You're very busy because you're opening fast. Straight away you got to pray Maghrib. Then you got about less than an hour to eat, and then it's Taraweeh. You pray Taraweeh. And then by the time Taraweeh is finished, so you pray Isha, then Taraweeh. By the time Taraweeh is finished, you haven't even eaten properly after Maghrib, so you probably will eat a bit more, or you get a nap in, yeah? After your nap or eating a bit more, it's pretty much Fajr time because the nights are so short, right? So you're praying Fajr, and after Fajr, finally you're going to get some good sleep. You sleep from Fajr all the way till, let's say, 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Obviously, you don't sleep massively because you're there for Ibadah, but you do have to get a good cup of sleep, bro. Like, you're not gonna tell me that like sleeping just 3 hours is like, I have to have a decent sleep. I'm not saying I need 8 hours every single night, but you need a good sleep. So let's say you sleep till like 11, 12 after Fajr, yeah, you sleep from 11, 12 all the way to the whole time. Bear in mind, you tend to stay up from Fajr anyway, because that's a really blessed time to do like ibadah, pray some like sunnah or prayers, maybe read some Quran or whatever, or speak to the brothers about the deen. So by the time you're going to sleep, it's quite late. You wake up, you shower, you pray Dhuhr. Now, the only free time you have in the whole day is between after Dhuhr time and Maghrib. Because after that, you're busy for the whole night, like I just explained, yeah? So you've got, let's say Dhuhr Salah Jama'ah is at like 1:30, and you finish by 2. You got from 2 p.m. and then Maghrib is at 9, innit? So you've got 7 hours, but in between there is Asr, innit? And so between between Dhuhr and Asr, you do a bit of ibadah, and a lot of people get their sunnah nap. Because I know it sounds like I'm saying we sleep a lot, but you don't sleep a lot at all, bro. Like you're having broken sleep you're having a couple hours sleep every time, and it's all broken. So a lot of people get their sunnah nap between Dhuhr and Asr, and then between Asr and Maghrib, you've actually got let's say what time is Asr? Let's say Asr is at like Jumu'ah is at like 6. You've now only got 3 hours to do ibadah. In those 3 hours, if you've got books with you, bro, like, or you've got, you want to listen to Quran, you want to watch a lecture, whatever, like, obviously, like, ideally reading Quran and stuff, you've only got those 3 hours to do it. Bear in mind also, because you're in Etikaf and because it's Ramadan, the mosques generally have a lot of programs going on. So there'll be a dars. So in the mosques, they have like lessons, stuff, and you attend the lessons and stuff because you're in the mosque. So really and truly, even if it sounds like you're not busy, you're very busy, and all you're doing is ibadah the whole time. Even when you're napping, bro, you're napping to Dhuhr and Asr, you're getting ibadah. Like, so it's such a myth that like you're gonna be bored. You don't get bored, and of all of that, because you're in Etikaf, your iman is so high, so you're constantly happy. Like you just feel happy because you feel like I'm just in constant ibadah right now.
Man.
And so. And bro, and I didn't go, I'll be honest, my first time when I went to Etikaf, I didn't go in with the goal of, when I come back, I want to like grow my beard out or like goals like that. I just went in and bear in mind, I had just started practicing. I was still, because when you start practicing, bro, as you know, you don't just go from 0 to 100. Like you slowly take sins off and then like you become better and better and better. So you don't just stop listening to music and all that kind of stuff. So when I actually went in and when I came back out, it's like it got good habits in me like for the rest of the year and stuff. So personally, I would say that like you can honestly like be at any level, but you know Allah knows best.
Sounds like nothing but goodness to me, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. 10 days of that. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
I was lucky enough to go with
you this year as well.
I still haven't made the decision, but inshallah we'll see. I've got a lot of things to take into account. Like it's a different.
It's fine. You don't have to explain yourself.
Yeah, I've got a lot of things to take into account, but inshallah we'll see.
It'd be nice if I could. It'd be lovely if I could do that.
It'd be nice if we did it together. To be honest, like at the mosque. Obviously, like you're there for ibadah, you're not there to chill and chat, but it is nice having someone that you know and like reconvening at a certain time and just like, how are you, bro? Like it's nice to have a talk every now and then to keep yourself sane.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like praying salah with someone, reading Quran together, stuff like that. Like it is nice to have someone there, bro. Honestly, like it would be amazing. Honestly, it's life changing.
Would you do it the same masjid you did last time?
Nah. So first masjid I did it at was nice, but it was very like old school in the sense that like the facilities weren't great and stuff.
Right,
like you guys had showers and stuff.
You want a nice shower, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and then the second mosque I did that was really nice, but that was in Cardiff. It was in a mosque called Darul Salam, Darul Sunnah, Darul Salam, I think, something like that. No, Darul Isra. It was nice, man, and then I didn't do it this past year. So, and then by not doing it, it made a.
Alhamdulillah.
Yarhamukallah. Answering my thing. By not doing it last year, it completely changed everything, and it really wasn't. My iman was really low last year, and at that point Abu Bakr was speaking to me, who was on the podcast last week, and he said to me that he had a similar thing where he had one Ramadan like how I had last year, but he just felt like he didn't really maximize the potential of Ramadan, so he vowed to himself that if I'm still alive for the next Ramadan, I'm going to go to Saudi, and he actually the next year did Etikaf in Makkah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How beautiful must that have been?
Yeah. When you were saying it, I was thinking how amazing if you could do it in Makkah, how amazing that would be.
Abu Bakr
or
did
even
that,
Medina as well. Wow.
I believe Abu Bakr did that.
Inshallah, it'd be nice to have that opportunity to do that.
Yeah, man.
Inshallah.
Do you want to go for a pee break? You don't?
I'm good.
Okay.
Do you?
No, I mean, I can definitely hold.
I feel nice.
Yeah?
Is it time for current events yet, or is it too early for current events?
It's we're getting the no signal for current events, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
But
what? So we're looking to go Bristol in Ramadan.
wow, camera's almost breaking.
Be careful, Red. Please be careful. Red one.
Yeah, are we doing the Bristol thing?
Inshallah, yeah.
Is it confirmed? I would love to.
I think so, yeah.
You know, I put up a vlog, and in that vlog, you were talking about the Bristol podcast potential thing, and we started getting a lot of emails in about people saying
in the vlog.
Like in the vlog, me and you had a phone conversation.
Okay.
And I mentioned, and in like I didn't put any of the information there, but I mentioned like in the vlog, you hear you saying like, "Oh, Bristol's a good city, basically.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
should do something," kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
That's all that was in there.
Yeah.
And we started getting a lot of emails. Come to Bristol. Bristol's great. If you
Really?
come we got a really nice, beautiful messages from some people saying that they'll be willing to host us and everything.
Yeah, I think inshallah we've got our host, but we'll definitely. What we'll do is we'll confirm a date and we'll let people know via our Instagram when it is, and maybe we'll tie up and do break fast together or something, inshallah.
But that'd be amazing, and I think we should definitely try and hit up some other cities, man. Like
Yeah.
Birmingham, Nottingham.
Well, I got the offer of maybe going to Dublin.
Really?
How about that?
That's
That would involve a flight though.
Yeah, that's calm.
You happy with that?
I'm a flyer. I'm not scared of flights.
Maybe we could go to Dublin and do a podcast in Dublin.
Sam,
Suggestion.
are you
I was
Irish?
there.
Because my love for you is Dublin.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? But I don't remember. I actually saw when I saw Josh, and I was saying to him that you're always like it's like you're always on tour and stuff and staying in hotels. He was like, "Oh, you can talk like you're in. You got freshly grounded in Bristol, Ireland," and I'm thinking, have we? So yeah,
I was sitting in a beautiful park on the Sunday next to the water in Dublin, and I turned to Glenn, who was looking after us. I said, because he's tuned into Fresh. Have you met Glenn?
I've met him once when I first ever went to Inspire.
Yeah. I said,
he said salam to me.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's nice, man. What did you say back?
You did ask him to.
Oh, did I ask him to? But yeah, we talked about maybe doing a freshly grounded there, because I'm going to be going back and forth there anyway. So I was thinking if it kind of ties in, we could maybe go and do 1 or 2 days over there.
Listen, I'm on it, man. Yeah, I'm 100% on it.
We'll get in touch. Get in touch via email. Get in touch via our Instagrams.
hello@freshlygrounded.com. Let us know if you want us to do an episode.
Let us know where you live, whether you can look after us, whether you can feed us. I'm serious.
Okay.
If you can't, no problem. We can go to a takeaway. But if you can,
we could get a hotel maybe.
I'm happy to get a hotel. But if you can offer us food at least, I think that's nice. It's a sinner, isn't it?
Alright, Sam. Yesterday, did you see the Freshly Grounded story on Instagram?
No, I didn't actually. No, I had a busy day yesterday. Sorry.
So it was last night. It was quite late anyway. I asked people. So one kind of big request from people, and also from yourself and stuff, is to like maybe incorporate the people who listen to our show more into our podcast.
Yeah.
And so I've got some questions that people have DM'd us.
Okay.
And it'll be interesting to go through them.
Okay.
Just a few questions, not millions.
Yep.
Shall we save them for after?
After current events.
It's true. We've not scheduled this into the podcast. So is this a new part of the podcast?
I don't know, but I just asked. We just got some questions.
Okay, we should probably decide when we're going to put this into the podcast. It's supposed to be a very natural, unscripted podcast that you're now putting another segment into.
This is not a segment. This is a completely unscripted.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Let's do some questions.
Before that,
Red, can we just get permission from our producer?
Okay, cool.
Can we get permission from the producer?
Producer Red, is it okay to do?
It's fine. Current events happens more towards the end, so it's okay. Let's
fine.
Current events is a nice conclusion to the podcast, isn't it? I find
this would be a nice thing to have as well.
Yeah,
this is part of it.
Yeah. So
go on, carry on.
Alright, so should we? What should we call it? Fan questions.
Fan questions? No, just general questions.
No, because I want to do like a jingle. Listener questions. Questions. Why don't we do it different?
Listener's choice.
Huh? Listener's choice. That's a good one.
Yeah, listener's choice. But what are they choosing?
Listeners demands. I don't know.
Viewers' questions.
Okay.
Listener's choice is the best, wasn't it?
We'll figure it out. Maybe if you guys have any suggestions.
Again, off air, we'll discuss that off air.
If you guys have any suggestions as to what we could call this new segment, please email us at hello@freshlygrounded.com. Okay, so first question. I'm not going to mention any of the names of the people that have asked questions because some of them want to stay anonymous, and some of them don't. So I'm just going to keep everyone anonymous so everyone's happy. Right. So I haven't read all of these questions. I definitely haven't read this one. So we might start ignoring some of them. But hi Sam and Faisal, I just wanted to ask you if you guys got any tips on how to be able to be a productive individual in terms of deen and dunya. Thanks. Basically be able to balance both. I guess we talk about that. That's like the general topic of our podcast in its entirety, really, isn't it?
the first thing that pops into my mind is how to stay motivated with Dean and Dunya is to start your day listening to either a lecture or a motivational talk. The lecture, which I'd highly advise, something from the Quran and Sunnah, something spiritual, something Islamic, something that's going to motivate you on your Deen. And then Dunya-wise, there is so much motivation out there regarding business, exercise, all that kind of stuff. So I would say start your day, alternate between a lecture and like a motivational talk.
I'd agree.
Would you agree? Because they're powerful. It sounds cliche to say it, but these, when you listening to things and listening to reminders, it can be a very, very powerful way to start your day. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind, my opinion.
Here's a new way I've tried to get that balance in. I have this like dilemma where I love listening to podcasts and motivational stuff, but then I also like listening to like, lectures and stuff on my journeys. And I find that me listening to lectures on my journeys is a way that I can like still be productive when I'm driving and stuff. Do you know what I mean? In terms of gaining knowledge. So sometimes like, I want to listen to a podcast, I want to listen to a lecture, and I kind of like, if I listen to a podcast, I feel guilty for not listening to a lecture. So what I'm doing now currently is when I'm on my way into work, I'll listen to like podcasts and like businessy stuff to get my mind framed correctly for work. Yeah. And like more so at the end of the day, or if I'm going somewhere like I'm going home from the gym and stuff like that, I'm like mellowing down, and it's nice at that point to listen to a lecture because I'm like getting my mind framed right for like general life stuff.
So that's start the day with the dunya, finish the day with the Deen.
Well, I mean, I started doing Fajr, so it's still nice. It's still always to start stuff like that, but just generally like.
No, I mean listening wise.
Yeah. Generally,
of course, you
like,
start with
on my way in today, I was listening to a podcast. I believe.
Fajr and the Kid?
Yesterday I was listening to quite a cool podcast about it's a podcast called the Art of Charm, and they have like business advice and stuff on there.
Good.
And the one I was listening to yesterday was about business. It's about like this like new like craze of entrepreneurship that's like happening in like for a lot of people in the 20s. All right, next question. Can you guys get Midge on the podcast? Maybe he can tell us how he got into barbering, etc. I remember Sam mentioning that he learned in prison. Would be an interesting story.
Yeah, let's get Midge on.
We'll get him at some point. Yeah.
Inshallah. He made me laugh all weekend, man. He was over in Dublin. He was hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I saw that picture actually. That was funny.
What picture? Video.
The video that you sent me.
Video, yeah. Do you want Midge on?
Yeah, I would love Midge on. Do you think, as a community, Islamically, we are not focusing enough on mental health as we should be?
I'll leave you to answer that one.
It's a complicated topic.
It's a deep topic.
I'm going to plead the
fifth. Do you know what? Strange enough, it's a topic that I hear more and more of recently. Like more and more of, and it's not something. Maybe I'm affected by it. But we've spoken about it on the other thing we did. We spoke about mental health. It's a deep topic, and I'm certainly no expert. So I want to actually stop speaking about mental health because I talked about it like it was a very simple cure, which was just by following the Quran and Sunnah. Yeah. But it's deeper than that, and I can't make sort of a comment like that. Like it's deep for everyone, and obviously Muslims, non-Muslims suffer from depression. And there's stigma like connected to if you are a practicing Muslim, you should have your peace, your sakina, so you shouldn't feel depression and stuff. But the reality is, people do have depression. Everyone sort of suffers from some level of depression, whether they're good. Well, people have good days and bad days, don't they? But some people's bad days are really, really bad. So, but like I said, I haven't got knowledge to answer that question. What do you think?
Man, I have a similar thing too. I mean, it's hard, man, because like I have loads of experiences like with like family members and stuff like that when it comes to mental health, but I wouldn't be able to like I'm definitely not qualified to like give advice on it, nor am I Islamically knowledgeable enough to turn around and say that it's like what the simple cure and stuff is. So the only reason I wouldn't go into it is because I'm not knowledgeable on it. Same. This is quite a common thing actually. We get a lot of questions about beards. One question we get, I'll end it with this. So this question is specifically asking, this is a question for you, Sam, and it's saying, what is the best beard trimmer that you recommend to purchase for home? So like, and ideally for lining up. So if a person wants to line up their beard at home, if you got a hairy Asian man like me gets his beard lined up and then it goes out of shape in about a day, a nice home beard trimmer. And then secondly, a question that we get asked a lot is about how to like maintain your beard.
Should I answer both?
Yeah, go ahead. You're more knowledgeable on hair than me.
A good tool to outline your beard. Not that I advise outlining yourself. To be fair, what I would advise is actually finding a nice barber and sticking with a barber to do it for you, even if it's once a week. A beard outline isn't an expensive service, because I think when you do it yourself, you can change the shape and you can mess it up quite easily. I think it's nice to have someone to do it. But there is one called an Andis outliner, which is very, very strong and sharp, which is like industry standard. It's what everyone in my team would use.
Is it affordable?
No, it's expensive.
How much is it?
100 quid or something.
That is expensive.
That's good. Or a cheaper one would be a Sterling number 2. Just go on Google and search Andis outliner or Sterling, wool Sterling. Both available. One of them's cheap. The wool one's a bit cheaper. But I don't really over recommend people doing it themselves. But I would say, yeah, one of them too. And the second question was
like maintaining in terms of like
finding a good
stuff.
barber, man, and just putting your trust into that barber like you do.
In regards to like cosmetics, so like shampoos, oils, and stuff like that.
Maintaining it like that.
Yeah.
You should wash and condition your beard.
How often?
Well, really, every time you have a shower, because you forget about the pollution and stuff that gets caught up in this bit of hair. Especially you being in London all the time, the amount of pollution will be up in there. It just gets so dirty so quickly. So you should always wash it, even if you think it feels clean or it's sitting right like that. You should wash it really every time you have a shower, which should be every day.
Sometimes twice a day.
My opinion. Wash it, condition it, oil it, brush it. A little bit of fragrance in there as well.
Because some people say that you shouldn't wash your hair that often because it's not healthy.
I agree with the hair.
It
it is different on your face, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, because I'm talking about just getting rid, because it's close to your mouth and stuff, and it does get it's an area that stores dirt and bacteria. It's best to keep it clean. And yes, no, I'm not officially issuing that as a statement for hair, because hair is different to facial hair. But if you have a beard, I highly advise keeping it clean as possible.
Would you? I know there are beard shampoos and stuff out there, but is it okay to just use
normal general one, man? There's no difference.
Pantene Pro V, that's what I use.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Just what's in my house. Maybe sometimes a bit of L'Oreal. Just whatever's there. Can't remember the other one. But yeah.
You should try Men's Spa ones. That's actually really good. Really, really good.
Really?
Really, really good. Yeah.
Is that what you use?
Yeah.
And your beard looks, mashallah. I love my beard.
Alhamdulillah, man. I do feel like I highly advise. It's fired upon us to grow a beard.
Yeah.
I highly advise people growing beards, but I highly advise people looking after their beards as well. So invest in your beard, man. Get a nice brush for it. Get a nice barber who can look after your beard, the shape of it, lining it up. To keep it clean, because it's nice to have a beard. We should have beards, but it's also nice to keep your beard clean and tidy and maintained. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'd agree. I know that. Yeah, I'd agree.
I'd
agree.
You had your done yesterday. You look fantastic, mashallah.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair. It's good to look after yourself, innit?
Yeah, as much as we can, man.
There's a lot of different opinions on the beard, but generally like the one that seems the most legit from what I've heard. Let's not get into it. Leaving the beard and letting it grow.
Grow your beard, trim your mustache.
Yes.
Let's leave it as that. Let's leave it as that.
Should we get in some current events? Big dish.
Red one. What was that last bit?
I don't know what I said there.
Red one.
Hello, Red. Do you have anything for us?
I'm here. Sorry, guys. I was just refreshing the camera.
No problem, Red. You are doing many jobs on this podcast. You are using the camera work and you're doing the producing too. So we will wait.
Did you guys experience any outages on WhatsApp yesterday evening?
Yes.
Did you, Sam?
What happened?
Yesterday evening, WhatsApp was globally inept, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, they had a massive outage yesterday.
What
I thought it was just me.
What happened?
Well, little Gulab Jamun over here, that one's for you, Red, was trying to text his wife. my missus went out with her family last night. I was invited. Don't get it twisted, Sam.
You say so?
I was definitely invited. Unfortunately, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you have to miss family time for the sake of work, and I had some work to carry on with at home. So I had to stay at home. It wasn't very productive though. Anyway, my point is, I was trying to text my wife at one point to tell her. Shall I read you the text that I sent my wife? I will. I'll read it right now. Where are we? I said, so apparently it's not healthy to store juice for more than 2 days. Then I sent the screenshot of the article. I said, so all my juice is going to go to waste. This is an emergency. Come home immediately with fruit. So yeah, I actually.
Did she bring fruit home?
What's that?
Did she bring fruit home?
She didn't. I was just making a joke, and but it didn't get. My point is, it didn't get sent.
Oh right.
Yeah, that was weird. So yeah, what's up without it?
Okay. Cool.
I was trying to think of a witty post for Izaha on social media, like, but I couldn't think of anything, man. Like,
oh, it's Mahdi. Mehdi.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I don't know, like, WhatsApp's down. Why don't you buy a hat? I couldn't think of anything.
It's good. You should have done that. WhatsApp's down. Why don't you buy a hat?
It's a bit of a dead one, isn't it? I don't think.
How do you know? How do you know you've never tried it?
I did see a really good post though. It said it was on an Islamic Instagram page, and it said 5 things you can do while Instagram's down. And it said number 1, it said like make dua for your loved ones, read some of the Quran. There's like loads of things, and it was actually very beneficial.
That's nice.
Actually, did you not experience it, Sam? WhatsApp being down?
What time was it?
It was evening, maybe like 8-9 p.m.
Yeah, around like 8-9. maybe.
Real talk. I actually put my phone to one side last night and had nothing to do with it till this morning, which was nice.
That's
So
good.
I wasn't aware of it. So
That's good.
alhamdulillah.
That's good. Another piece of really important breaking ground news, whatever you want to call it. So Prince Philip has, announced that he's stepping down from his royal duties, which is what you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it was such major news. Like, I got a notification on my phone saying breaking news. Buckingham Palace have held emergency meeting that all royal family must attend. And then it turns out that the meeting was about what? Prince Philip doesn't want to be in public anymore.
Nope.
That was the emergency,
not
Sam.
Yeah, well, public, and then because obviously, I don't. You know what? I don't know.
Well, just because he's ill. Because I know he's had really bad health issues.
Yeah, and I think he's just pretty much, at the end of the, because he's he's quite old. So he's quite.
Next one, Red.
Piece of news. This really resonates with me because it's something that I've always kind of wanted. Nice socks, Matthew.
Thanks.
You look really cozy, man.
I'm really cozy.
It's good to be comfortable at work.
Yeah. So Omar's thinking about doing this podcast
That's
thing,
good.
And he's gonna get a sofa in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a very good idea. We should have had
That's a
sofa.
good idea, man. So it's a really good idea, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Imagine.
It really is.
Remember, like last week, when I was talking about or the week before, I was talking about having like a Chesterfield sofa. Oh, when we get our own office. After I mentioned the sofa thing, I was thinking, hold on a second. Why didn't we just get one here?
Yeah.
No one. I don't even use this desk. If I'm working, I go in there.
Why don't we get a cheaper one then?
But now I feel like we should, innit?
You should follow your dreams, man. If you want a Chesterfield sofa, let's get one.
Imagine, what is this? Where do we use this desk?
I do like this.
But
But
imagine
it's very official. This is very official.
I know you've got some big old legs there, Sam, so you might not be able to sit cross-legged, but imagine
No,
if
I definitely wouldn't be able to sit cross.
But I could look like this on the sofa,
That's
just chilling.
when kids sit like that.
Kids.
So yeah, so.
This podcast.
Can you imagine me sitting on a chair? Can you imagine me sitting on a chair like that?
But yeah, this next piece of news, something really, really resonated with me. So a photographer, she died while taking a photograph of a military exercise, and the bomb exploded in front of her, killing 4 other soldiers and her. But the photograph was still like caught, so she caught her death like on the camera.
Wow.
That's the image.
Is that her?
That's the training
Oh my
exercise.
days!
So the bomb
Subhanallah,
exploded
man.
right next to her, and that's her capturing the moment, and she died straight after that.
Subhanallah.
Subhanallah.
Show Nate. Nate sounds interested in that.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's the bomb. Yeah, that's the bomb. And yeah, so she was in Afghanistan. She was training with a peer and another Afghan photojournalist who was training her. And yeah, her name was, she was only 22, Hilda Clayton.
And 22, that's young.
That's crazy. Oh, wow. Look, that's the bomb going off.
Wow.
Oh my days.
Oh, she took a couple pictures, did she?
Yeah. And
That's
I mean,
pretty-
I'm astonished the images actually managed to get preserved, you know. But yeah,
Memory cards are tough things.
yeah, they are. But it's crazy. And I've always, you know what, I've always told myself, because the reason why I, you know, got into like the creative field is because I wanted to like, you know, document things and, you know, maybe put myself out there like in these situations and see and experience what people are going through, document it, and, you know, try and convey a message. So like seeing something like this, like really,
Does it inspire you?
it does inspire me.
Wow.
It does.
How much would you risk to get that good picture? To get a good picture, I know Nate has like hung off of a building before, but
I don't think. I
without
think
any, like,
you know if
specific. But how much? What would you do? What would you? Risk?
I think it's more. I think now it's not so much as like, if it's for something like this. Maybe me 2 years back would, you know, be more be striving more for the image, but I think for me now it's more of conveying the message, like, you know, getting that.
No, but I mean, like, would you like?
But
what's
yeah,
the riskiest thing? What's the riskiest thing you've done to get a picture?
For
For those of you who don't know, Red by trade is a photographer, so you're wondering why I'm asking him.
by trade, I'm actually an engineer, but I
I
do
thought you were a
photography
scientist.
No, I enjoy science,
Oh, you enjoy science, but it's not okay.
but I do freelance photography.
Also, a professional cuddler, he's very good at giving hugs.
The most dangerous thing I've done
See?
though,
Very good.
I can see that. to be
I was
fair.
in Tunisia, and me and my mate, so they got a coliseum there.
Tunisia.
Tunisia next
Oh,
to Morocco.
Tunisia. Right next to
Oh,
Morocco.
okay.
Northern Africa, and they have a coliseum there.
I thought you were saying that. Oh, I have Tunisia.
Oh,
Tunisia and
sorry, you
Tunisia.
pronounced it slightly different to how he pronounced it. So he
How'd you
picked
pronounce
up
it?
on it and he was a bit sarcastic and he made everyone know that you did it wrong. He does it a lot.
Yeah,
How'd
like
you-
the
how'd you-
wishwhack.
That was a good.
Oh yeah, let's name all the things that I've done wrong, and then we'll make a list of things that you've done wrong.
So
and
how do
we'll
you
highlight
pronounce
Go ahead.
Tunisia then? How do you pronounce? Huh?
It's true. It's true.
Tunisia.
Mashallah.
Tunisia.
I understood what you meant. I was happy with it. This man here,
Typical Faisal.
on his high horse over there,
Actually,
like-
he's just on a chair, but okay.
true, on his high chair over there, didn't
High
like how you
chair.
I
pronounce
think you
it.
just
So
got corrected by Red.
But what is it? What is it? How do you say
Wait
it?
till you say it.
What is it? What is
The
it?
big bully, oh, you sound.
Faisal, how do you say it?
backfire on me now.
Sorry?
How do you say it?
Tunisia.
Tunisia. So
Sorry,
what-
I'm a bit sensitive when it comes to topic of Tunisia because when I first started at Zaha, I was actually scammed with thousands of pounds from Tunisian scammers.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You can't hold it against the country.
Yep. So I'm just
As
saying.
soon as it's come up, you've been like, oh. You can't hold it against the country because someone from that country.
At least pronounce it right.
But yeah, no. I climbed the Colosseum. So basically,
That is risky.
it's the Colosseum that Gladiator was filmed in. I don't know
wow.
whether you've seen Gladiator, but yeah, me and my mate, he's also Afghan.
You said he's also Afghan, like you're Afghan,
You're
but you're
not
not.
Afghan.
No,
Yeah.
because I was talking about the Afghan story just now, so I don't know why I thought it was relevant. But anyway,
Bengali.
so me and him, we basically there were barriers that we weren't supposed to go past, but you know we went past it, climbed up right to the top, and managed to get some amazing view shots from there.
I've never seen those pictures though.
I'll show you. I've taken them off because you know my legs are exposed and stuff. So
Oh wow, mashallah, may Allah reward you. Giving up something for the sake of Allah is always Allah, inshallah, replace it with something better. Nate, jump on mic a second. What's the riskiest picture you've taken? With your basketball tee that you got on today, you sport Los Angeles, huh?
The riskiest shot I took was actually last week on opposite Canary Wharf on the Docklands, hanging on the what's it called, the barrier of the
Where?
Thames.
Really?
So I climbed up and then walked down a couple pillars. So I'm basically in the water, but on top of the wall.
So had you fallen, you would have just fallen into the water. Thames.
Yeah, I would have fell. My camera would have been washed away. But by the time I got up there, I couldn't climb back down. I had to climb up onto a balcony to get off because the tide came in.
Really?
So I had to
SubhanAllah.
climb
You,
up.
you can swim though, can't you? You're quite good at swimming, you were saying
I'm
before.
a good swimmer.
So you wouldn't have died for sure.
I wouldn't have died. No, but all my equipment would have been washed away.
Mm.
But yeah.
I dropped
It's a
Nate's
good
camera
picture
yesterday.
too, so, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
You dropped his camera.
Yeah.
Did he forgive you?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
He was quite relaxed for someone whose camera's just been dropped.
He was. Nate practiced.
that big
Nate
boy.
practiced sabr yesterday.
Mashallah.
Mashallah. He had some patience, because he wanted to scream at me. He wanted to scream at me, but he just said, "It's okay," and he checked if the cameras work. It worked, and that's it. So,
Is he going?
and now Nate is leaving the studio. Sorry, Nate. Red one.
Yeah.
Red one.
We should get a
another-
sofa.
Yeah,
man.
have we got? We should get sofa,
Yeah.
right? But should I say what's
It'd be nice
funny?
just to have us. You can have. Then you just have a sofa in here.
I know,
Bro,
but
we
then I
put
feel like
about
I'm stealing Omar's idea.
Bro, it was your idea. You documented it in last week's episode.
A couple weeks back. Bro, shall I be honest? We don't even use this.
Of course we don't. In time, these things. You know what it is? These things take time to.
A nice little coffee table to attach the mics onto.
Would you get a purple Chesterfield?
No. 100% no.
Red one, blood red.
Yeah, like brownie
Ox
red.
red.
Brownie
Ox
red. Nate's just breaking the set here.
It's a shame I could have.
Oh, this is whole thing's a break.
Next piece of
have we
news.
got?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go on,
let's go.
Have you? I don't know. There's this new thing going around, like all these guys recreating childhood pictures. Have you seen them?
No.
So like all
I
these.
see one, yeah.
Have you seen them, son?
Yeah, I see one.
How would you ever
Strange,
do
that
that?
one I saw.
Would you ever do that?
Well, recreate childhood picture.
Yeah. So like there was one of a dude. He was in his father's lap in the bath
I saw that.
at the age of like.
Yeah, but bro, that's the one I saw.
As a kid.
I also he took a picture in his father's lap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and as an adult,
yeah.
he recreated the picture.
No, yeah, but that's what made me start questioning things.
That's,
It's
But there's
not
there's
from us, I'll say that one.
No, it's not from
It's
us,
not from
no.
us.
There's loads all over the internet. Loads.
I don't think I'll be taking part. I'll be honest.
No, I don't. Nah, I see
When
a
you
couple.
said there's a new thing going on, I thought you were going to talk about that craze that's happening in the schools with them fidget spinners. Oh,
Fidget spinners.
There's new craze in schools.
How do you know what the craze are at schools?
Because Hanan actually brought it to us on the other night.
What did he bring?
Bas was
Yahmakullah.
his eyes just rolled back.
Yahmakullah.
I think Allah. Bro, so basically there's this like spinny thing that's like Hanan was saying that it's for like kids who have like ADHD or like something, and like it helps them concentrate because they got something to fidget with. And then but now it's been banned in schools because it's just some craze that all the kids are using, and it's just like it's just like a little object you can spin around and play around with, but like it's distracting the kids basically.
Okay.
And that's it. It's just like gone like it's one of those things that's just gone viral, like how I don't know. It's just like one of those crazes that goes viral and then dies out. Like I don't know. Like remember like Beyblades when we were little, or like marbles.
Yo-yos?
Huh?
Yo-yos?
Probably back in your day, yeah.
Yo-yos were massive, bro.
Yeah.
Last piece of news. I don't know. This stuff like really scares me. But there was a diver who was stuck out at sea for 11 hours who was rescued near Shetland, which is like north.
I thought Shetland was a pony.
There's I think a type of pony called Shetland. Yeah, there's obviously an area as well.
Yeah. But I'm really scared of that. I don't know where I've probably mentioned it on the show before. Like,
Yeah,
it's one of
which-
my biggest fears.
Yeah, and I actually had a conversation with a friend of mine who he's mashallah, he's a wealthy guy. He's got a beautiful swimming pool in his house, and he never ever uses it. And I got on the level with him. He almost like he opened up about it, and he was basically because he doesn't like being in the water alone. And I said, you know what, I can relate to that because I love swimming. I used to be a massive swimmer. I do love swimming. But like if I'm swimming, like for instance, I had a situation. I was in Istanbul in a hotel in a swimming pool by myself, and it was a dark swimming pool, and the lights were quite dark. I remember thinking, I had like some mad thoughts, thinking I actually wasn't scared of the fact that I was in the water alone in dark, but it is almost a little bit creepy.
You become a bit paranoid.
You
innit?
do get paranoid, but I kept
Yeah.
looking behind me and stuff. I'm in a swimming pool, like there's nothing in the swimming pool. In
Yeah.
my head, I'm thinking like sharks, alligators,
Yeah,
snakes,
yeah.
all sorts of stuff. And I let get the better of me. I remember thinking this is mad, but anyway, this is why my mate doesn't swim because he literally doesn't like being in the water by himself.
Yeah, I hate
Sharks.
it.
Do you know what he said? He
Yeah.
goes, I watched Jaws too much when I was younger.
It's not even. I just, I hate the idea of being in the out in the open in such
You
a
don't know-
vast thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like it's a massive abyss, below you. You don't know what's
you don't
going
know what's
on.
underneath you. Do
You're
you?
completely like, you're almost helpless. So
You are almost helpless.
Yeah. So I really.
So a
hate
man
that.
was stuck for 11 hours.
Yeah, he was
That's a
11
test of-
hours at
That's
sea.
a test of patience, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Cat Stevens was dragged out to sea once and actually made a dua that, you know, if God, if you're real, if you save me, I'll look for you and find you. And he came back and looked into Islam, became Muslim, didn't he? Do you know
Really?
Cat Stevens?
I don't know
I
who
had
that
no
is.
idea.
The singer Cat Stevens, very famous.
That's probably in your time.
Way before my time, but he's very famous.
Really?
General knowledge, anyway. I thought you'd know general stuff. Google him. That's Cat Stevens. So he's a very famous artist.
Yeah.
Correct me. I mean, this.
Glasses, yeah. Wears glasses. Old man now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
I think he's unfortunately he's just started playing guitar again, but he came basically got dragged out to sea.
Yeah,
was
I
about
know
to
who
get
you're talking
drowned.
about,
Made a
actually,
dua. If God, if you're there, save me, and I'll search for you or something like that. That's on those lines.
SubhanAllah, look
And
at
he
what
was
Allah
obviously
has
saved, and then he became Muslim. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the end of current events.
Current events. Current events.
Mm.
Current events.
Yes, Red One. Thank you, Red One.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for everything you do every week.
What?
Thank you for everything you do every week.
Oh, that sounded like a tongue twister for a second.
He didn't pronounce it very well.
Every week.
Tunisia. Two elbows, yeah?
We all make mistakes.
Alhamdulillah. I make a lot of mistakes. And that does happen. I'm not much of a diver, Sam, I'll be honest.
You're not much of a swimmer, are you?
Nah, me and water don't really get along. The thing I'm great with is drinking water.
That's good.
Alhamdulillah, I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
But since it's juicing thing, I've been drinking less. And then I read in that same article yesterday, I read that as much juice as you drink, you need to equally drink as much water because that water helps the juice hydrate or something. I don't know.
Where are you reading from?
Just articles online. It was like a juicing website. I just googled it really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
What?
I'm glad you finally looked into it.
Thanks. I don't know where you're going with that one. So bank holiday Monday. Monday was a bank holiday.
Correct.
Back to what I was talking about an hour ago.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Continue this conversation now finally. But yeah, Monday. I didn't go to work.
Bank holiday, wasn't it?
Well, I tend to work bank holidays because if I don't work, I don't get paid really, let's be honest. But I took a day out for family. I did a lot of family stuff. Well, when I say that, I actually just did a lot of shopping, like food shopping and stuff with the missus. And we found this new shop that you can buy like food. It's like a hidden away, like it was one of those like little gems. It's like a hidden away, like it looks like a garage, like a unit. But inside it's got loads of like fresh food and stuff, and it's really, really cheap. We've got 7 oranges for £1. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. That's very good, yeah.
Yeah, we found this little thing. I love finding like little gems.
How many of those oranges do you use to make a juice?
because I made it in bulk, I used 21.
21 oranges?
Yeah.
What size are they? Small.
Big.
In how much juice? In your big prep? In
I'm
your
telling
big...
you, I made a massive batch.
What a waste.
That was carrot and orange. That was, well, look, carrots as well, massive ones. I've never seen carrots that big in my life.
You'll never see them again. Because they've been pushed through the juicer.
Yep.
So it was a good bank holiday.
Very good bank holiday. What did you get up to?
I was in Dublin, Ireland, as we previously discussed. So I've talked about me enough. So if you've got anything interesting to add, now is the time. Do you?
I've got this allergy, Sam, and it's really bugging me.
What? Are you okay?
No, I'm not okay.
What are you doing?
I'm itching my eyes. Oh man. So basically, yeah, I'm allergic to. So I've been suffering from really bad hay fever like all my life. Yeah.
You're doing this live on a podcast.
Yeah, I know. I can't help it.
That's fair enough.
I've been suffering from hay fever really bad all my life, and right now I've got the really bad allergy, and it like stops me from doing like basic any. Oh wow, I'm dizzy. I can't like see, yesterday I was trying to shoot a video and we shot it 4 times, yeah, and asked Nate how many times he shot it. We shot loads and I was itching my eyes, and by the end of it, when we were shooting the video, I looked like I'd been punched in the face, or or was high, like my eyes just messed up, and I think that I'm actually allergic to something else. So it's not just hay fever. So I feel like I want to go and do an allergy test, because all I'm doing is rubbing my eyes are watering, and I'm sneezing all the time. I'm just allergic to something that's really bugging me. How did you get an allergy test? Have you had one before?
Never had one, bro. I pray it gets easier for you though.
Yeah, so do I, to be honest. Apparently, you just go to the hospital and they take some blood and they tell you what they test it with loads of things and they tell you what you're allergic
Oh, is that
to.
it?
Yeah. Look, I don't know, because I don't want to just roll up in the hospital and wait for like 3 hours.
I'm sure there's some structure to it. You can probably book an allergy test, can't you? Have you
Maybe.
googled it?
No, I need to.
It's something to do for your lunch, isn't it?
I need to ring my
You look
doctor.
like you're in a bad way.
I am in a bad way.
All I can do for you is make the one. I will make the one for you.
Thank you, bro.
I'll do it now, live.
Thank you. Jazakallah khair, bro.
I'll accept it for me.
I mean, so I have an allergy. I am not taking allergy tablets.
And I just made the one for you and your allergy.
I
Live.
wanna cry.
You should just cry. If we can end the podcast and you just having a little cry.
Have you ever seen me cry?
Not yet. I have a feeling I will though.
I saw you cry.
When?
Gambia.
Cry? Why?
Well, it was a sad time. We were with the orphans.
Did I cry?
Yeah.
Good.
Alhamdulillah. May Allah.
Was that when the iron someone threw the iron at me?
Bro, the way you dealt with that was so
an iron at
inspiring.
me. Someone threw an iron at me.
Let me see. Have you still got the mark? Have you still got the mark?
Nah,
Let me see.
it's gone now. It's gone.
Has it?
The hair's gone over it now. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. It was up here, wasn't it? It was bad at the time though, man. Get off my jumper. Get off my jumper.
My son's protect you with their items.
Well,
My hands are clean, you know.
are you sure?
Yeah.
You say that as you're blowing your nose over and over again in front of me and then trying to touch my pink jumper. Yeah, Gambia was a beautiful trip, wasn't it?
We talk about it too much.
I know, when I saw Abu Bakr last week, he reminds me of Gambia.
Yeah.
And you follow his page and a lot of it is just Gambia. It does it just makes me want to go back out there, to be honest.
Was it a big culture shock when you first... No, we're not going into it. We're not going into it.
We could.
We're not.
Why don't you like talking about Gambia?
Right, because we spoke about it so much.
That's where it all started.
Yeah, can I just say two
Go
things
on.
about Gambia, yeah?
Go on.
One thing about Gambia, and this is all I'm saying, and then we're changing topics. In November, inshallah, I'll be going to Gambia.
November,
Inshallah. And I would love for you to come as well. Is that a yes?
Inshallah.
And inshallah, inshallah we'll have a lot of the flavor team coming too.
Really?
Yes. Nate being one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
If you're up for it, Reg.
No, that would be special.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
down?
Inshallah, yeah.
Okay. Well, now that we've finished discussing the Gambia,
If you come to Saudi Arabia with me at the end of the year,
do you know what? I would love to.
Make
May Allah
intention.
accept it. Inshallah, I would. I'll make intention. I'll make dua.
now,
I'll make dua live on camera right now.
just do one. Not that dua is anything to joke with, but it's the weapon of the believer, isn't it, man? Powerful thing, isn't it, Red?
There you go, John. Make dua.
Yes.
It is the weapon of the believer, bruv.
Dua is the weapon of the believer.
It's powerful. Me, Glenn, and Midge had a big discussion about dua. As soon as I got to Ireland, we had a big discussion about dua, and suddenly we were kind of talking about stories about when duas have been accepted, and I know we've discussed that before, but even Glenn was just talking about all these duas that he answered. Suddenly, boom, just happened for him. It's powerful.
So when I was down.
Say that again.
So
when you were down,
when as well.
what did you say?
So when I was studying at uni, one of our modules was called social psychology, and in that module we learned quite a few things. And one of the things was, I believe this is where I learned it anyway, that the way to detect when somebody's lying, there's a few different ways, and one of them is when they give too much information.
That's interesting.
So you should actually be wary of when somebody gives you too much information, because it's a sign of lying. Because what the person does in their head is think, if I have my lie prepared and I give all of the details, and it looks more like I'm being honest. But if you know what you're doing and you understand human psychology, you can use that to identify when it's more likely that somebody is lying to you.
It's interesting.
So for example, downstairs when we went to get that juice, the lady who served us for the juice told her, now I'm not calling her a liar by any stretch of the margin, and I'm going to assume the best, but I'm just saying that, let's say for example, she said that what is in the juice is, you said what's in the juice, she said, spinach, celery,
Cucumber.
And she said green apples. She gave a detailed description about the apples, and when you tasted the juice, it tasted almost like there was no apples in the juice. Now I'm going to assume that she was telling the truth and that there were apples, but I'm just saying, like, a scenario like that, but extra details were given about the thing. It's possible.
You're saying she said it was green.
I'm not saying she was lying. I'm just saying like that's something to look out for when someone gives extra information.
That makes sense.
Not calling her a liar at all.
I think what I reckon it was probably just a very small, tiny little apple.
I reckon there was 100% apple in there, and I reckon those apples were green. But I think it was just a very small amount. Yeah. But what I'm trying to get at is generally when
liars,
the liar,
liars talk too much is what you're trying to say.
They just give over information.
So you're saying when if you were to tell a lie, just to keep the details
keep it brief,
very brief.
Because it seems like formulated.
Advice is keep lies brief.
No, I'm not advising people to lie.
Oh.
I'm just advising people if they want to detect liars.
Okay, so if someone tells you lots of stuff...
That's one of the many ways to potentially... I'm not saying every time someone gives you detail they're lying either.
I was it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
You're going to be very paranoid if someone introduces himself to you and tells them a bit about himself, you think, liar.
Yeah.
Faisal told me you're a liar.
No, I was just saying that's one of the traits, as well as like shifty eyes is one of the other things. So like if I'm lying, I'm like moving my... Alhamdulillah. But I think what they were saying is one of the ways you can tell someone's telling the truth, I think, might be if they like go like that, like with their eyes, like they roll their eyes back.
Do again?
Like that, like.
Can we
get
close up on that? If you can, get close up on that. Producer Red.
So are you ready, Red? When they go like that, because what they're doing.
Did you get it?
Good.
Thank you.
Because what they're doing is like they're trying to remember. So like, what did you have for breakfast yesterday, Sam? Exactly, you're trying to remember. No, in all honesty, try and tell me without rolling your eyes. What did you have for breakfast yesterday? You want to roll your eyes, don't you? There you go. You done something with your eyes.
I can't remember, man.
There you go. Have a think.
I had an ABC.
And
that was it.
What was the last? What was the last name of your great granddad? No joking. I'm just trying to make you remember. But how crazy is that anyway? That people have dedicated their lives to studying the human brain, which is the most complicated thing, man. Like. They say that there's different parts of your brain that are there for like different things.
Yeah.
And what is it? What's the frontal bit? Is called the cortex, I think.
Prefrontal cortex.
Yeah, and that's for what?
It's like
short-term memory or something.
I've seen a diagram of that. What the mind's used for, the brain's used for. I can't remember. I want to talk about knowledge.
Can't remember.
But it's insane that people have studied the brain to the point where like you could tell like certain things like through that.
The human mind is ridiculous. The brain is ridiculous. Can't really comprehend it, can we?
Yeah, I
find it so interesting when I do hear like what you were just saying. Whether that's 100%
accurate,
but yeah, I mean, but like things like that are very interesting. People that have done like experiments and try and do make studies on the human mind, the human brain. It's a complex one, isn't it?
Have you ever carried out an experiment, Sam?
I have carried out an experiment. Yeah.
It
was in school and I can't remember what it was.
Like them kind of experiments.
Yeah, what about you? Have you done a recent experiment?
I mean like a social experiment. No, in uni I had to do experiments, didn't I?
Okay, cool.
So my most recent experiment in university was I can't remember exactly what. I remember I did it. No, I can't remember now. But we had to do experiments a lot in uni, like go and ask the public like questions and like get surveys and then like use them in the experiments and stuff like that. And
sounds like you benefit a lot.
It sounds really boring, doesn't it?
A little bit. What did you study again? Criminology.
We go into this too much.
Criminology.
Yes. Okay. Fine. I don't use my degree.
I think it's great that you've got a degree.
Thanks, bro.
So is criminology like criminal psychology or?
Yeah. That's
so studying the minds of a criminal.
Right.
That's pretty
correct.
Crazy.
It's not.
So I had two very good friends growing up who both studied criminology way before I met you. So I remember when they were studying it, the kind of stuff that it was actually quite interesting. Out of all the degrees that I saw my mates doing, criminology, although it seemed like it didn't have as much benefit as others, it was quite interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting.
But
it's not people. It's people have a misconception that it's like either really like law. Orientated, or they have a misconception that is like really like forensic science. It does incorporate some of both of them, but generally it's nothing to do with either of them.
Okay.
It's a completely different. So if anything, it's mostly to do with like psychology and behavior, social behavior and stuff like that. Like, yeah, man.
It's interesting.
It is interesting, but like anything, when you learn something, unless you practice it, you'll forget it. Won't you?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you right now, like, much about you by looking at your behavior. Ask me 3 years ago, I might tell you a bit more from your body language. I could tell you're relaxed.
I definitely am relaxed.
Yeah, I could tell. I'm sensing that you really enjoy doing these podcasts.
I would say I really enjoy it.
Yeah, so there we go.
Well
I guess I still got it.
Yeah.
Potentially going to Bristol, huh?
Inshallah. And then Gambia in November.
And then Pakistan in December. Do you want to come with
And
me?
Saudi Arabia in January.
Inshallah. But why don't we try and go Saudi Arabia beforehand, like maybe September, October?
I definitely want to do it before January, to be fair. I only said that because your diary seemed to have... Ideally, November would be a nice time to do Saudi Arabia for me.
I haven't done much travelling this year. You've done a heap of travelling this year, mashallah, Allahumma barik. But I think I've done a lot of travelling last year. Last year was my first year on YouTube and stuff. It was my first year, like, in...
the limelight.
I don't know if I'm on call that. It's not exactly the limelight, but yeah, I suppose so. It was the first year I was, like, an active social media person, and I had a lot of travelling got done. It was all new to me. I did a lot of, like, events and stuff. It was really cool. And this year I haven't actually travelled at all. I can't think. I went to Scotland towards the end of last year for an event.
Alhamdulillah.
It was an event in Glasgow, which was cool, but I had some issues in Scotland. Got stopped at the airport.
Did you?
Yeah, a bit of a misconception. I was like walking in the airport. I had my cap low, so I probably looked a bit dodgy and stuff. And I was walking to the prayer room, and then I realised that it wasn't prayer time yet. So I turned around, went to the coffee shop, and then like I turned around again because I decided that I'm going to go to the other coffee shop because I prefer their coffee at that coffee shop. And so I was like walking around a lot, like in a really weird way. Yeah. But it's just because I couldn't make a decision, and so I got a question for
really
a very large amount of time. Yeah.
Because you're walking back and forth.
I just looked a bit dodgy, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had to give a lot
Happens
of
to the
information.
best of us.
Yeah, I had to give a lot of information actually about my business. My it probably doesn't help that I was wearing a Zaha hat, but it said love on it.
But they don't know that, do they?
Yeah, I did tell them because they asked.
Did they ask?
Yeah, they asked what does it say on your hat. So it says love.
Was that the beginning of the interview or the end?
Beginning. Yeah, we're just doing the job, I suppose. What can I say?
Yeah, of course.
You got quite a good history of being stopped.
Yeah, but I've got a new passport now.
Have you?
Alhamdulillah.
And why is that?
Oh, because I had lots of stamps and stuff on my passport. So I actually looked, and the passport didn't look like much like me either. So it was a combination of loads of stamps that some places don't like, and then a picture that doesn't look like much like me, which makes me look even more like bait. So I got a brand new passport. So I walked through.
Brand new picture and stuff.
Brand new picture. Yeah.
But you look like how you look now.
Yeah.
I need to get a new passport. How long did it take you? You did a 1 day thing, innit?
1 day thing, yeah.
How was it?
It was long. It didn't get it on that last day, by the way.
What happened then? So, because you shot the podcast, was it this last week?
Yeah, last week.
You
So I was going away on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I had to get my passport run out. So I had to, and I obviously just got back from being away. So I had to get the passport done in 1 day. So Mahi, I did most of the arrangement for me, and he came and met me last week here. We then went to Victoria to do the podcast, but the guy who signed...
You went to Victoria after the podcast, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, after the podcast. The guy who signed my pictures for my passport pictures was supposed to fill something out more than what he did, and he didn't fill it out, so we couldn't use it. So Mahi came back on Friday morning, and he did it again.
Oh, because someone has to sign your stuff to that.
Yeah. I almost stayed out of it a little bit, even though maybe I should have been a bit more involved in it. But I almost said, like, Mahi, can you just sort this out? And it wasn't completely sorted out. It wasn't necessarily his fault, but it was just something that wasn't done. So then Mahi came back on Friday, and he was gone pretty much the whole day out of the shop, just doing the passport. So we got it done, but it was a bit of a nuisance.
He didn't need you for it?
Huh?
He didn't need you for it?
And Hanan told me that.
Really?
Yeah, remember I told you?
Yeah, so...
Because it's a renewal, it's not a new passport, it's renewing a current one. So they take the other one, they just renew it. So they give you they gave me a new Sam Palmer one.
So as long as you sign it and stuff.
As long as my signature's there and the passport and the little pictures of me there. Because my can't. It's not like the person changing it could do anything with it. If they've got a legit passport,
that's true.
if they're just getting a new one.
Yeah, I need to go book myself an appointment, but I'm just not looking forward to it because I did it one time and it was just such a long day.
To be honest, for you, it'd be fine, bro, because you have to wait like 4 or 5 hours. You go in and have half an hour tops meeting, then you wait 4 or 5 hours for it to be done. So you could go and just carry on with your normal day and then go back and pick it up. Doesn't really affect you. You'll work around the corner, don't you?
How close was it from here?
Victoria, innit? So
10,
10-15 minutes taxi.
Really?
20 minutes
Cab?
actually, because it was traffic. Yeah, we got a really nice cab. We got an Uber, but like an executive Uber.
Oh,
so we had like
did you book executive?
No, obviously just there wasn't a normal one around. So we had like a really nice like A5, big Audi, blacked out. It was lovely.
I did that once, and I ordered a regular Uber, and to my surprise, a Tesla came.
Yeah.
Like a really sick, like brand new tinted, blacked out Tesla with like a massive. I just felt like a, and then
felt like a what?
I felt like a prince.
That's nice.
And he only had to drop me 5 minutes up the road to my nan's house, and I got his details, and he ended up being my wedding car.
Really?
Yeah. I just rang him. I was like, "Yo, I like your car."
Did he give you a good price?
Yeah, he gave me a really good price.
Alhamdulillah.
He said that he doesn't normally do this, but his daughter, basically, so I Snapchatted me in this Tesla, and so his daughter ended up being one of my followers. So she saw it on Snapchat. She told her dad, like, did you know who you had in your car today? And explained like that is me. And then I rang, and he had given me his details, so I rang him. Blah blah. He picked me up for my wedding, and he was like, "Oh, I don't normally do this, but like, my daughter like is like a really is like a follower of you, and like she, you know, he did it because
Alhamdulillah
of that."
That's fantastic. The qadr of Allah, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it?
It's good.
It is. We didn't have fresh ground back. You came to that wedding, didn't you?
Alhamdulillah, it was lovely.
Alhamdulillah. You turned up. You brought Mahi with you as well, and Josh, which was nice. And
they were invited, weren't they? You're kind of make it sound like I just brought them.
And you unfortunately everybody was wearing suits.
So it was the busiest period of my whole year. Busiest day. To be honest, it was the busiest day of my whole year.
Yeah, it was 23rd of December.
23rd of December, and with my industry, it automatically just extremely busy. I think it was a Friday as well, which is a very busy day naturally. So technically, it was the busiest day of the year. Your wedding fell on that day.
Your best friend's wedding, yeah.
At first, I didn't know you then at all. So at first, I was thinking I'm not going to be able to go to this because obviously priorities lie on my work. And then I thought, you know what? After getting to know you a little bit, I thought he's not so bad. He's actually quite funny. Let's make some time for the wedding. So, alhamdulillah, I moved a few things around. And as soon as I finished working, myself and Josh and Mahi, we jumped on the motorway straight away. So as soon as we'd finished
Who drove?
cutting hair, Josh, we jumped in the car and we sped down to you. And shock, it hadn't started.
Appreciate, by the way, that's Asian wedding.
I know it is. I don't want to say that because that would
What?
sound maybe wrong coming from me.
Or racist.
Might have sounded racist to someone who doesn't know that I've actually got lots of Asian friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes you not racist or not. But the Asian weddings I've attended have generally been hours later than the time I was told it would start.
Yeah, it's not very good. It's not very good stereotype to have, is it?
And I haven't stereotyped it like that, but that's just on.
No, it's just the truth.
Yeah, it almost is the truth sometimes, I think.
He's literally the truth.
Yeah, but I think the best way of dealing with it is just go a few hours after they say it starts.
That's what everyone does.
Yeah.
That's why they always start late.
And that's why people say
Do you
Asian
understand
time.
why people start late? They start late because, like, first of all, the perception is that they all start late, so everybody turns up late.
Mm.
You have to understand, Sam. It's like generations of cultivated reverse psychology. So like, so you know, we've just kind of like built our brains to accept it, and so now that's all that happens. That's
Asian
why it's
time.
called Asian time.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. But it was a good wedding.
But as Muslims, we should be the most like. We should set set good examples the most. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So like we should be like always on time and stuff like that because we're Muslims, and we should set a good example. Does that make sense or not?
Yeah, for sure. Well, we should aim to be the best you can be in it.
Right, exactly.
Supposed to be the best of mankind. So let's, rather than say it, let's try and act upon it.
Exactly.
Tough though, huh?
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
But point being, we've made it to your wedding, and I know you were about to criticise what I was wearing, which is why
Is that
I
what I was going to do?
I imagine so. I could tell the tone in your voice.
Let's assume the best.
We should assume the best, but for me it's quite difficult sometimes. I'm joking. I always nothing but love, man. But yeah, did it annoy you that we came down so casual on your?
Nah, not
day?
too. I was actually, when I saw you guys, I was over the moon.
Alhamdulillah.
Wallahi, I was over the moon. I saw you guys and I was so happy to see you
It
guys.
was beautiful. We sat on a
Yeah.
really nice table as well.
You sat on a beautiful table.
Front table.
Yeah.
You gave us lots of your time, which we were surprised about.
Yeah.
Because we thought we were so busy, but you came and sat with us.
I was very happy to see you guys. So, next week, episode 13. How many episodes left till Ramadan? Let's check.
3.
You're probably right. 1, 2, 3. 3 episodes left. So, episode 12, 13, 14. And then 15 will be inshallah in Ramadan. And, oh my God, hold on a second. 15 will be in, yeah. episode 15 will be like the last podcast before the event on the 4th of June. We need to still book that Bristol one in our diaries, bro, because otherwise our diaries are going to get mad.
I'll contact the brother today. You're gonna be. He's going to be a very interesting guest. We're looking forward to picking his
he's
brains.
going to be guest.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, 6.
Yeah.
Mashallah. I don't understand the concept. Can I just say? Can I just say that? Mashallah, I am really looking forward to that. But can I just say?
What do you want to say?
When we do these podcasts, we've never done it before. So when we do these podcasts abroad and outside the studio, not to say abroad, I mean like outside of London. When we travel with a podcast, they're basically still going to be podcast episodes like this, but they're just going to be in like different areas, basically.
Yes, but
So they're not live shows.
no, not necessarily. But if the people who the people who are looking after us or who are there are interesting, they can come on.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will be.
And also, if they put together an event, we can do a live
Yes.
appearance.
Yes.
I had some really good ideas for a live show, which I'm going to talk to you off air.
Full of ideas, you.
Yep. All right, guys. My chest is really hurting. Imagine if that's like the last thing you hear. Oh, nah, astaghfirullah.
What?
Jazakallah khair for listening to episode number 12. Sam, do you have any last words?
Shukran.
Shukran. And we'll see you next week.
Inshallah.
Inshallah on episode 13.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.